the legends of memory and storage. Crucial brings you the ultimate performance in gaming. Legendary products. Precision engineered. For speed and stability. Crucial ballistics.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome back to the Tec Gauntlet Season 3, powered by Crucial. Our apparel partners are 656. Our product partners are going to be Cosmic Byte, and our esports partner are going to be AIM Labs. Yes, you heard it right, ladies and gentlemen. AIM Labs. We got the sponsorship. We got it ready. We got it pumped up because, hey, do you know why we got the AIM Labs on our side? Because after the festive breaks, the players would definitely need to get back down onto the labs, head on down over to the AIM Labs and get their A game back on. Because, hey, you know for a fact that if you want good aim, you got to check out AIM Labs. All the links down in the description. Go and check them out. But as you're going to be checking all of that out, you're going to be wondering who's on the desk this time around. Why are we here at the analyst desk? Something that we haven't seen in 5 centuries, pretty much. It's going to be your boy Aggressive, joined by Universe, joined by Crips. Both of them, honestly speaking, we haven't been here in so long. We missed you all. But hey, we are now back. And I'm going to starting it all off with you, Crips, because you haven't been here in like donkey's years almost pretty much. So let's head on down over into today's fixtures as I pass you on the mic.
Oh yeah, thank you so much for the warm welcome. I always enjoy casting Valorant. I love casting Gauntlet, but I don't know, man. It's just been a few rough weeks. I've been, spending some time with my friends and family, spending some time working on some other games as well. But hey, I'm back to OG Valorant now, and we have some really, really cool matches in front of us ahead, guys. We have Salt Esports going up against Onlyfriends. Now, consider the stakes over here. We are getting back with the Gauntlet after the Diwali break. We've been off for like a week or two, and we start off with two dark horses of sort. But one of the dark horses has already completed their home run. Salt Esports have already proven their mettle in the VCC as well. They've gone up against the best teams and they've given them a tough run for their money. And when I say they've gone up against the best teams, I don't just mean in India, but the entire South Asia subcontinent. That's what Salt Esports has done. Onlyfriends, on the other hand, are, as the name suggests, a bunch of friends who wanted to play for fun. And before they knew it, they're up here in the big leagues competing for the best prize pool and the best glory title.
Honestly speaking, like you need to know when as soon as you see this matchup that hey, both of these squads they have a lot of potential, especially from the side of Only Friends. Now, you haven't really seen Only Friends that much, but previously they are a team known as Team Villainous with players like Gorong, players like um I forgot the name. God damn it, he's gonna kill me. But the Cruiser God, yes, Cruiser God. He's gonna kill me because I did forget his name for a second. But players like this, they have been in the scene for a really long time. Yes, they are never in a certain roster, but they were always strong ones to begin with. But we're gonna be talking much more about the teams later. Let's head on down over to the crucial MVP standings and see exactly who's been tearing up the servers because I haven't been here for a really long time. Universe can tell me a little bit more about this because pretty much he's a resident here living here at the Gauntlet. So Universe, walk us right through the standings.
First of all, it's great to be back. This has been a long break for everybody and for the players themselves as well. But hey, nobody's made a difference since the last time we saw these standings. Deathmaker continues to be on top, and
Size.
Sai being the only difference
Okay.
maker in terms of a versatile agent. You know, he is the one who is, right now the face of EXO. I would say he's trying to make a difference. He's up on 208 kills. He's the one right behind Deathmaker, and I think this season he stood up more than he has in the past too. And that's a great thing for EXO. Maybe this time they can go all the way and beat Velocity in the grand finals, unlike the last season. But hey, none of these players are going to be performing today. But we do have a couple of hard hitters on the team that are going to be playing today. Salt Esports, they've played only 2 matches, I believe, until now, and that's not really something that we wanted to see. We would have wanted to see more, but hey, we are getting to see it now. And I think that Salt Esports, they didn't really have the best of starts. They had a loss straight up front, and then they picked up on a win. But now it's time for them to get back into winning ways, because after this break, honestly, I have no clue who's actually on, the front gear. Is it Garang and Co. or is it Salt Esports?
Yeah, because both of these squads on paper, I personally do believe they have a lot of potential and they can easily go up against one another. But one has the much more competitive experience, while the other is just a ragtag group of friends. We never really know who's gonna be the ones to win it all out. But let's just see who's been winning out when it comes down to the overall standings as we head on down over to the group standings, see exactly what's up over there, which teams have been moving up, which teams have been moving down. Because I need a refresher, man. Because Grips, you and me both, we're the new kids around the block. In Universe, he's like that old man with a cane walking around being like, back
Yeah.
in my old days. There is something like this happening here. And
All
hey, we
he's
get a
missing is a
refresher.
bunch of gray hair.
Yes.
I
Hey,
mean,
man.
okay, gray hair or black hair, I'm still gonna be here. I'm still gonna be casting Valorant. I'm still gonna be looking at these teams shuffling up and down because that's what I love. And I'm pretty sure that these teams also love to compete at the top level. As you can see, Onlyfriends and Salt Esports. This is a mid-table fight coming up, ladies and gentlemen. Because whoever wins this is gonna go right up to Enigma's position, and it's probably going to be a difficult competition to understand how exactly Salt Esports need to make a difference, because I'm not quite convinced by the way that I've seen them play in their first 2 games. I think that they've struggled a lot against some of the teams here. They had a little bit of a difficult time starting off this tournament. I really hope that their approaches have changed, because if they win this, which I think they need to, they are going to go up to Enigma's level. But still, that's not good enough, because if the side of OnlyFriends pick up even one map today, that's 3 teams back to back with 4 points, right? So
Yeah,
they're not going anywhere. So it's a matter of just who's good. Is it going to be a 2-1 or is it going to be a 2-0? That's all that this this match counts for.
That's really true
exactly.
at the end of the day. Let's head on down over to Salty Sports' team intro, ladies and gentlemen. See exactly who's going to be playing from their side, because in general, I don't really know how this roster has been performing. Personally, I have not casted any of the games, and the analysis has not been a thing for a little while. So to look at this roster, I'm very interested because Scripps, you said that you have a lot more knowledge on this roster in particular, so I'm going to be handing over the mic to you because I want your thoughts. Do you personally believe they can take down the side of Onlyfriends? Because considering the fact that Onlyfriends and their own track record, I feel as a Salt Esports, they could have their run for their money.
Honestly, I would say that Salt Esports have the potential to take down the best teams, but not only friends, and I'll tell you why. Salt Esports is pretty disciplined if you compare them to only friends directly. They have a lot more competitive experience, they don't overextend, they make some really good decisions, but what can disrupt them is a bunch of ragtag group friends, and if
No
they make
structure.
some bad decisions, if they make some really hashtag YOLO plays, I think Salt Esports can be thrown off guard
Yes.
because the one thing that they're not prepared for is unorthodox decisions and unorthodox playstyles. If they go up against a team like, let's say, Global Esports or maybe even Velocity or Enigma for that matter, I think Salt Esports can do much better. But up against only friends who will not play in the disciplined fashion that maybe someone like Global Esports does, I think they will struggle a little bit. So they will somehow have to figure out the playstyle of only friends in the first few rounds, and if they're able to figure it out, then I think Salt Esports will just nail it down. That's it. It's either going to be a one-sided affair where Salt Esports dominates them, or it's going to be a really back and forth game with only friends giving them a really tough run for their money. There is no in between over here. If they can figure out the playstyle of only friends, which is a lot more fast-paced, a lot more dynamic, then I think Salt Esports will have absolutely no trouble. But if they can't, if they struggle to keep up with that breakneck speed, then we'll have a fight in our hands.
That's gonna be for sure. Because at the same time, we are always talking about the side of only friends, but who's gonna be shining the brightest from the side of this salty esports here, ladies and gentlemen, as we head on down over to the crucial player spotlight and see exactly who needs to be that shining star that shows the light and pretty much shows the path for the side of Salt Esports, and it's gonna be none other than Hots. And there's a reason why I spaced it out and gave the first one to Cribs because Hots, I don't know exactly how he plays the Astros or universe. I need you to enlighten me.
Okay, to be honest, I've seen this guy play in a couple of matches now. I've seen him play, in the earlier time when we first saw the SA region completely being, packed with competition from all the countries, Pakistan, India, Bangladesh, everywhere. That's when I first saw this man playing. And to be honest, I think that he has a really good control of the game. I think with the way that Salt Esports play, he's kind of the key member around whom his team pivots because they, like Quip said, they're really disciplined. They keep their wits about themselves. They don't really do pushes unless they're really well calculated. They hold their ground, and I think Hats does a pretty good job of doing that for his team. Both defensively and offensively. Because when there's an attack, especially on Ascent, I believe is which is one of the good maps for Assault. I think that they have a good time on Ascent, although in the recent past, I think they've not really had as much as they want success from Ascent, but I think Ascent has really been a really good map for them. And Hats is he's a wonderful player on that map, especially because his setups towards A, his the way his Astro Stars plays. There's sometimes where he goes for this triple star setup, right? So one for the the one way smoke, one for near that the hallway that just enters in towards the A side, and one right back so he can not even let them rotate. And he allows his Jet to run straight in, find some kills, and get right back by those smokes, right? So he's a great player when it comes to playing aggressively, but at the same time, when he's playing defensively, he's also really good at keeping the pace of his team right where it needs to be. They don't push, they don't go straight in and bam their head straight into a bumper. They wait, they analyze, and then they move in. So I think that's a good thing that Hats is good, good at controlling for his team.
I have one question though for you, Universe. You did a really good job of breaking down each and every position that he likes to place his stars at. But then, if we are able to see it and if we are able to talk about it,
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure that his opponents will be able to do it too. Do you think that
Probably.
kind of makes them predictable?
I wouldn't say predictable because with an Astra you never really know what happens because she's got three different
True.
things to play with, right? She
Hmm.
she can either pull the
Hmm.
gravity in front and then put the concussion at back and switch it up anytime. She can even put the Astra Stars just don't put anything and wait for them to come near the archway that is near the ace head for ascent for that matter, right? And then put
Mhm.
3 stars there, concuss and pull at the same time, and then attack them. Come out from heaven, peek out from left and right, come
Mm.
out from green boxes. They can do a
So
bunch of things with Astra, so I don't think
yeah.
it's that predictable.
Yeah, so the combinations are limitless, but then again, there are certain things, there are certain comfort spots that every player like that is used to. I
Yeah.
hope that Hats is able to, turn things around and step out of his comfort zone, think on the spot. And he will need to do it because the way Only Friends kind of play, they are a very breakneck speed kind of team, and you will need to be able to think on the fly in order to deal with them.
And
Yeah.
speaking about the side of Only Friends, we're going to be getting on down over into their intro clips. You want to talk about this squad? I just know about it. I can see it on your face. Take it all away, man, because we already know what this squad is capable of, but at the same time, when I see Kev, I always think of this guy and his insane one taps that his Viper plays. Like, how does he pull it off? Nobody knows.
Exactly. I mean, I know Cruiser to some extent, like in real life, but then whenever these guys play together, I haven't been able to place a finger as to what they do. And that's exactly why I
How
say
it
that they are a
works.
ragtag team and they like to think of stuff on the fly. I mean, sure, they will have certain pocket strats that they pull out in desperate situations, certain things that they like to do. Those tendencies can be predicted, but for the most part, they don't always walk into the game with a plan in mind. They might have a plan or two, but eventually they kind of just think of things on the go, and that's exactly what makes them a dangerous team. And that's exactly why I think Salt will struggle against Onlyfriends. While I've already said some ridiculous stuff like, let's say, Salt will be able to do better against Global as compared to doing better against them, simply because Global is a more disciplined team. Salt can do better against more disciplined teams, but against a wilder team, I think they will struggle a little. So if they can control the pacing, then they will control the game. That's what Only Friends need to do. They just need to make sure that they break Salt Esports in the first few rounds, and after that, success will follow. And of course, keep changing things whenever they feel that Salt Esports is catching up to them.
Friends, they need to try and figure something out to go up against the disciplined plays from the side of Salt Esports. But at the same time, I believe it's the Only Friends they have that element of surprise on their
Hmm.
side. And that's going to be the main tool that they have in their arsenal. Because when it comes down to the raw experience factor, we know for a fact that Salt Esports, they just have to beat. But let's see who's going to be the shining star from the side of Team Only Friends as we head on down over into the crucial player spotlight for their end. And it's going to be none other than Spaz. And the thing about Spaz is that this player is something that caught, he's someone that caught my eye out of absolutely nowhere. Like, Universe, I didn't even hear about him, but when I first saw him play, he has such a aggressive play style. It feels like this is an SK Rossi or a Deathmaker in the making.
I mean, he honestly is one of the players to look at in this tournament. He's had a revelation. And to be honest, I think that, with the amount of skill that he puts up as a Jet for his team, they really bank upon him to try and find openings, try and find space, to try and find these, interesting avenues to work around with, because he's not afraid. He just goes straight in. He finds these crazy frags that I don't think the opponents expect, and his versatility in terms of movement as well as being explosive is what gives him that edge to get over the line and find his team that first entry frag. And then he's done his job. Even if he finds more, that's even better. That's well and good. But the first kill is the most crucial in any round, I believe, because that just gives you the advantage without a trade. And he's good enough to do that. And I think that today he might just be, just at his best as well as he's always been.
Spaz is just one of those players that needs to show up massively for the side of Team Only Friends. He should be able to do it. He should be the one to bring it all back and try and take the dub win for his own team. Because if they're able to take this dub, they go over the side of ENIGMA. But to cross ENIGMA, they need to first initially cross all the maps that we have for you on your screen. Let's head on down over to the map video screen, ladies and gentlemen, and see exactly what the teams have picked up for us. And right off the get-go, we're going to be heading on down over to the map of Haven. I don't think anyone's surprised. Haven's always that first pick for our region now. Initially, I still remember 5 months ago, 6 months ago, Ascend. I was sick and tired of Ascend. And now whenever I see Ascend, I'm like, hallelujah, finally something that is not Haven. Crips, take it away.
I still don't like casting Ascent that much, simply because I've done it a bit too much. I don't think I don't think I'll be able to, take it back with me. But yeah, it is refreshing to see Icebox up on the menu, although that is the decider map. So if any of these teams extended all the way to map number 3, then we'll get to see that. But on Haven, I think it's perfect for Salt Esports to start on the attacking side. They can control the pace of the game, and that's what they need to do. That's what the difference is. The key difference is between the attackers and the defenders. The attackers can ensure where the fights take place. The defenders ensure when the fight takes place. But with Salt Esports starting on the attacking side, sure, they will be able to decide where it starts. But if they can control the pacing, which Onlyfriends will be able to decide on the defense, then they should be able to break them. And for good measure too, because that is their map pick. So I think Haven will be the place that makes or breaks the whole game. Bind is a very momentum-heavy map. I'm honestly surprised to see Salt Esports pick it up. I thought this would be something that only friends pick up, but then, hey, Valorant surprises us sometimes, and I love surprises like this.
The thing about all of these maps is that, okay, it's Haven, then it's Bind, and then it's Icebox. Only Friends, they are a squad with their old roster when it was Team Villainous. They were known to be a juggernaut of a team on the map of Bind, especially with Gorong picking the Brimstone. He is the OTP Brimstone main. Whenever you see a Brimstone, you always think of Gorong. I still remember him. Like, this guy made me fall in love with Brimstone back in the day when he played it. And I really want to see that play once again on the map. Fine. Like, that's what I'm gonna miss. And Universe, I want your thoughts on this matchup, because I personally feel as though all 3 maps are very evenly matched. I'm not going to give any of the teams a specific advantage because I know how Salt plays. I know how good they are on the map of Mine, but I do believe that only Friends, they can take it a step above as well and possibly take down the side of Salt only if they're able to take the first initial map. They need to end this on a 2-0 because if they don't end it on a 2-0, Salt are going to be the ones who win the 3rd map and take away this entire set. That's what I personally feel.
Yeah, I really believe that this is a map pool that Salt will not be, disappointed by, because they have chosen Haven multiple times, and now that they decide if only friends are going for it as well, it's pretty much the same. But hey, we're gonna have to talk about all of this once we begin the games, because I've got a feeling that everybody's raring to go, because this is a long time after that we've come on at the Tec Gauntlet. So I'm just going to hand it over to you, Gracie, as we are going to be moving in tuned into the match.
Yeah, we're going to be heading on down over into the match, ladies and gentlemen. I know for a fact that you're all dicey. A little bit of a conversation between all of us because we haven't been here in a pretty long time. But for now, we're going to be I'm going to be sending these 2 down over to the caster desk. Sorry, I'm not going to be going there. And we're going to be back with it real shortly with the LG Ultragear Tec Gauntlet Season 3. Powered by Crucial, our apparel partners are 6XS, accessories partners are Cosmic Byte, and our esports partner is none other than AIM Labs. We'll catch you in just a little bit.
From the legends of memory and storage, Crucial brings you the ultimate performance in gaming. Legendary products, precision engineered for speed and stability. Crucial Ballistics.
Hey guys, welcome back to LG Ultragear presents TEC Gauntlet Season 3, powered by Crucial. Our apparel partner is 6x6, accessories partner is Cosmic Byte, and of course, our latest esports partner is AIM Labs. Universe, we're about to jump into the game. Before we start, do you have any final thoughts?
I really think that the one thing that both of these teams would really want is probably, I wouldn't say want, I would say that they need a 2-1 victory either side, because I think both of these teams need to pick up points to, stay from the
Hmm,
bottom line of the table.
yeah,
Because I think that's the most viable option for both of them. Because if
yeah,
Salt Esports win this 2-1, they're going to be at 4 points, and everybody's going to be at 4 points. That is Enigma,
yeah,
them, and Onlyfriends. But if Onlyfriends win this 2-1, Salt still have 3 points, and Onlyfriends go up on top. So it's a win-win situation for both of these teams. But whoever get a 2-0 is gonna make sure that the other team is gonna lose, a bit of ground, because Salt Esports can overtake Onlyfriends. They can move straight up and have them a complete no point taken kind of a victory, which puts Salty Onlyfriends in a difficult position because this is their fourth match and this is Salty Sports' third match. So there's a bit of a conundrum there.
yeah. So there's a lot of points at stake over here in this game. Of course, if both the teams end up picking up a map each, then they will be kind of in the clear. But then that kind of just spicens up the entire tournament, right? Because then everyone is in a little bit of a tie and the suspense keeps on building up, and this suspense will only come to a conclusion later on in the tournament, which is not a bad thing at all. I like this suspense, but of course these teams don't. They want to get a decisive victory as quickly as possible and get a significant lead whenever they can. And these are few of the mid-table matches. Of course they're going to be looking to get these dubs under their belt because
Mhm.
they can't risk losing maps against the middle order teams. Of course, if you lose to a higher order team, you can always just take that L and continue going ahead in the tournament simply on the basis of your points. But these are the teams that you won't get a chance to face again later on, so there's a lot at stake. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be jumping into the agent selection screen very, very soon. We have Haven to start off with, and this is picked by Onlyfriends, which is a little bit of a surprise. I was kind of expecting Salty Sports to pick it up. I expected them to pick up more strategically oriented maps like, let's say, Breeze or Haven and Icebox, and those two are on the platter. But I kind of thought that Onlyfriends is the kind of team that will go for maps like Ascent or Bind or Split, the ones where pacing dictates a lot of the match rather than some really, really complex strategies. Either way, two very contrasting playstyles by both these teams will clash today. And I honestly don't know what to expect, which is the best kind of match. I love it when there's too much uncertainty on the table.
Indeed. And that's exactly what we're going to probably see today. Uncertainty on both sides, as we've got the agent selection up on our screens and we can see it. Garang and Knife Jester have immediately locked in their resident picks on Haven. We've got an Astra and a Cypher. SB5 with his usual. He's going with that Jet, and a double duelist setup could be in the works if Kev is choosing to go for that raise, which, by the way, on Haven is not usually something that people are known to go for. But hey, if he makes it work, he makes it work, because on Haven usually we do see that Reina pop in. We see oh, there it is. Okay, he's just
Oh, yeah, okay.
yeah, it is a Reina, and on the other side we've got a Killjoy, a
Mhm.
Casper in the form of Casper. Hats is going to be taking up that Astra. Breach is in the server today, ladies and
Uh-oh.
gentlemen. It's gonna be the big bad man with the mechanic hands, and he's gonna go thumping around Killjoy ultimate. Oh wait, there is no Killjoy ultimate for him to thump around, but his fault line
Select your
and his
agent.
ultimate are something that's probably going to be a problem for SP5 particularly, because
Hmm.
that I think the best way to probably curb a Jet is to have a Breach on the other side, and maybe a Cypher. So I think that the Cypher Tripwires combined with the Breach are a great combination, but well, everybody's on separate teams right now. All the combinations I can think of, these guys are just breaking it apart. So I think I'm just gonna have to wait and see what happens in game, because now we have a Sentinel difference, Killjoy and Cypher. We all know what the differences between those two are. The range of Killjoy could be a problem, but Cypher not really as determining utility as you would want, because it's just a tripwire. Anybody could sit right behind it and wait for the opponent to come and peek out, and then just find him off guard. But hey, every agent has got their own flaws, has got their own advantages. So we're going to be jumping right into the game and find out what's going to be happening today. Is it going to be the side of Salt Esports to get their second win, or are Onlyfriends going to be giving them a tough time and take things by surprise?
Definitely. We have hats on the server, but for the sake of your eyes, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you got your sunglasses. We have two of the most annoying Flash characters, Sky and Breach, on the same lineup. I don't know how Onlyfriends will deal with this. And especially because they're starting on the attacking side, imagine a barrage of flashes raining down into a site and blinding anyone and everyone, leaving them completely defenseless. That would be a ridiculous amount of firepower.
Immediate start, just as you say, the flash is gonna push them in. Kev somehow okay, through the smoke, he takes him out, and here comes Jivix to try and find the revenge, but he's not gonna find anybody yet. He gets one, Kev comes back for another. He's careful about the back, but he cannot do anything more. Casper takes him out. 3 versus 3, still doable for either team here, but Stranger
Spike down B.
gets caught completely off guard, and SP5 with his flank, he gets the 1 kill. He's looking for the second, but the Sheriff is not gonna connect. Casper with a 4K. He's gonna get the plant. No, he's not. He doesn't even. Okay, he doesn't even go for the Sheriff. All right, looks like he's
That's
more
okay.
in love with the Ghost.
That's completely okay. I mean, you're gonna be having Spectres and whatnot in the next round anyway. But like I said, two annoying Flash characters, Breach, Sky, brute forcing into B site. The first round was just a brawl. I mean, the trades were so fast, I couldn't even keep up. And that exactly is what we can expect from a team like Onlyfriends as well when they're on the attacking side. But then it seems like Salt Esports is borrowing a page out of their book. Let's see what Salt Esports have in store for us this time around. We said that they're a little bit of a disciplined team, but it doesn't really seem like it from what we saw in the pistol. Maybe the breakneck pace will come through once again, as this time they chose Garage as their attacking side.
Okay, Cruiser,
First person
where...
tilted. Cruiser had absolutely no backup, but Ive is playing a very cheeky position. A kill or two is possible, but the shorty does him dirty, and he doesn't get anything. That's completely okay, though. This is just an eco round. They're not supposed to win it in the first place. As long as they can cause a little bit of economic damage and steal away some guns, it should be fine.
Yeah, but I don't think anybody's gonna give it away on this trick. He goes for one, gets a second as well. That's good enough, so that should shut down anything and everything. And even the third to follow it up. Kev cannot do anything, jumping straight down to his death. It's gonna be a second for Salt, as they've taken out their disciplined roles and they've thrown it down the gutter. And they're going in for these straight up executive pushes towards B, Garage, and C. And now I think the discipline's going to be kicking in, because this round, they really have to play a little bit carefully. I'm pretty sure they want the short-range fights, and I think B would be a good region to do that because, you know, the B side has always been this place where you turn left or right, the Spectres with a run and gun, you can probably take out an entire army. And that's exactly why you can see them all huddle up towards mid, and it looks like they might just go there.
Exactly. You've got the Trailblazer to lead the charge, but then aggression is met by aggression. We have SP5 pushing up a shot already, along with the Reyna on A long. So at this point, a backstab is possible if they're quick enough. The only person holding this backstab is going to be Stranger, who can rain flashes from afar. And keep in mind that this guy, timing is going to be absolutely important for him. If he misses the timing by just a little bit, he's going to be downed, and now they're already getting wrapped around from. And in order to deal with this, the players on the attacking side have decided to go up into A link, so at least they won't have to worry about getting pinched from all three sides. They plant the spike, they take control of the A area, now they have it in control. They only need to make sure the C link and the B entrances are secure. 3 versus 2, both of those defenders coming in from the C link. Trade potential is available, but the Astra utility will make sure that the crossfires are cut off. It's going to force them to come inside the smokes, but Nev just to push the smoke himself. He goes into his own Astra smoke, completely catching them off guard, turning it back into a 2v2. They're using their own tricks against them. Casper with the timing does get one, but the Spectre reigns supreme. And they win it once again. Salt Esports still in the driving seat.
Yup, and that's exactly what they would have expected and what they would have wanted, because this execute onto B was almost not perfect. You know, they were flanking the flanker at times, coming in. It was Hats doing, you know, the majority of work. Like I said, you know, this is a guy who controls the pace of the game. Even when the opponents look like they're taking control, he finds these nudges, he finds these spaces for himself to creep into, and he just, you know, makes the opponent so uncomfortable. As you can see, it as a result, 3-0 up. They are Salt Esports, and now they move in towards C. A heavy push coming straight in, and Knife Jester is gonna eat up, or get eaten up straight up in the beginning. Trick spots one, but he's gonna get taken out. Actually, Kev, he runs away to safety thanks to invulnerability, but his teammates cannot. Kara and Cruiser God both go down, and this should be an easy round for Salt yet again. One casualty is all that's been given, and Kev is not going to be able to give any more either. And now with a shorty left all on his lonesome, it's going to be just SB5. Maybe that Spectre can be picked up. Oh, one kill, all right. He can maybe go for that Phantom if he wants to. That is the decision that he's going to take. But he's going to have to run away.
Yeah, just run. You cut your loss a shot. You got a Phantom. Could have been an extra kill, but that's completely fine. They should be able to buy weapons in the next round anyway. But 4 rounds in a row, Salt Esports has been hitting the W button and not letting go of it. They rush B twice, they rush C twice, and it seems like they're the ones who are going for a breakneck pace. Now, in these 4 rounds, it's not like Onlyfriends have not tried playing aggressively themselves. For the most part, they stay on the sides and hope to defend. But if things go wrong, they will push up a shot, and that did not work for them. Their aggression was met by counter-aggression. When they lost that backstabbing area in the 3rd round, they decided to take up the A-Link instead, which means Salt Esports knows how to not get cornered inside. And that's one key factor that somehow Onlyfriends will need to find a solution to.
You should run.
This time, the assault is a little different. It's been led by Casper. His ultimate has been put down, and after taking control of a shot any long aggressively, they take a hot. And of course, when they hit the brakes, they will get hit by the weapons of Team Onlyfriends. 2 kills already in the back. They will let go of the side. They are completely fine with letting them get away with the plant. Of course, when they have the man advantage, they can go for the retakes pretty easily.
Oh boy, here we go. 2 versus 5. Knife Jester taking out hats. And this is going to be difficult. Kev, he takes out Stranger. And it's up to Jivix. He's going to get smoked off. The Recon and 4 players, everything against him. And Salt are going to be giving away 1 round. The first on the board for the side of Onlyfriends. And now, you know, I just want to point out something, though. It was the 2nd time in 5 rounds that Casper has got his ultimate.
Exactly.
Yeah, that is a little bit of a concern because they could have taken out this round probably a little bit more slowly, you know, if Salt, their W keying tactics that they had done in the first 4 rounds would have probably not, you know, been that aggressive this time. If they had just waited, you know, maybe to the last second, then I don't think the first 2 casualties would have gone away.
Actually, I kind of have a different opinion on that. The reason why they were able to pick up these 4 rounds is because they were aggressive. But now they hit the brakes, they waited for the lockdown to pop. And that kind of gave Onlyfriends time to adjust. So I think if they continue their breakneck assault, things will be better for Salt Esports. But the moment they try to hit the brakes, and the moment they try to play a little bit in a more disciplined fashion, I think Team Onlyfriends should be able to deal with this. But we'll see. They're continuing to go towards the A site, and 4 of the defenders are already here. The rotations are in place, but still they win the duels.
My God.
Like I said, the breakneck pace always works.
Clearly it does. And the shock darts are going to be raining in, and Salt, oh, okay, should have expected that. It gets hit by one of them. It's going to be A-okay. Cruiser God, Gorong, and the Cypher, Knife Jester, who's on the flank, by the way, is not going to be able to go in. And this should be a save, I believe, because
definitely
I don't see them winning this one out in any stretch of the imagination.
Exactly. They have 4 ultimates in the next round, so that could be a deciding factor. They will probably go for one of those aggressive plays once again, but for now, definitely the call is to save. In fact, Team Salt, they want to rub the salt in the wounds of their opponents. They're trying to hunt them down. Exit frags galore for Knife Jester. A wonderful frag highlight he gets for himself, but he does get taken down in the end. Okay, that's actually alright. I mean, everyone almost dies, only Trick and Goran survive in the end, but plenty of economic damage caused to Salt Esports, so even though they lose the round, at least they'll keep the Salt economy humble. The only person who has quite a lot of money on their team is probably Casper and Knife Jester, which like $2,400, which is fine. It's not that great. Could have been worse, but at least he stopped them from snowballing. And now that Team Onlyfriends have 4 ultimates, I kind of want to see what they have in store for us. They're stacking up the C site, which is not going to be effective at all because Salt Esports is going towards A.
Yeah, but a lot of information has been given. They've made that push, so they can't plan a retake given that Knife Jester is holding down the A side by his lonesome, and he could do a good job at it if he gets 1 kill at the bare minimum. He needs that first kill somehow, and he will get it. The tripwire is just so good, and Knife Jester's gonna make it work without even being spotted out. They're gonna be spamming this location, but there's nothing they're gonna find. And there's gonna be a plan going down, but what they don't know is that because the Killjoy's range from the alarm bot has gone far off, there is a heavy backstab coming in. And it's 3 players. This is really difficult for Salt right now. They're covered by every single angle.
Exactly. Knife Jester just needs to stay alive, and the positioning of the cyber cage, it's perfect! They allow them to sneak up a shot, simply because the line of sight was not present. This is absolutely miraculous. I don't know if this was calculated or if it just happened by chance, but the positioning of that cyber cage and the communication that Knife Jester had with his team, it's amazing. He activated that cyber cage at the best time possible. He could have done it a long time ago. He could have done it while they were still attacking the site.
Yeah.
He did not. He held on to it. And that's why I said that Knife Jester just needs to stay alive, because if that happens, he's going to be able to cover the tracks of his team and set them up for success. First things first, the alarm bot being out of range was the biggest blunder. If the alarm bot was triggered, they would have expected at least like 1 person to come in from the backstab, but 3 people coming in from short, I don't think even the alarm bot could have told them about it.
Yeah, indeed. And now as they move in towards Garage yet again, Trick has actually gone past so fast. He's gonna get taken out. Yes, he will. Kev's gonna find a Bruiser Guard. Did not fire a bullet. I think he wants to preserve his position. Might just be a good one at doing that. 2, 3. No, it's gonna be damaging. 2.5 at the most. Zivix finds one at the back of it though, but Garen's gonna take care of the penultimate kill as Kev comes in for the last one. And Onlyfriends head back. 3rd round up for them. 3-5 scoreline. And it looks like they've had enough of the breakneck pace that the side of Salt have been putting up here, Crips. And you can see this is the first eco coming in for Salt Esports.
I don't know, man. The tables have been reversed. I said that these guys, Onlyfriends, will be the breakneck kind of team, but I'm seeing a completely different Salt Esports over here.
Yeah.
I said that they would be disciplined, but given the way Trick went ahead all by himself without the backup of his teammates, kinda suggests that there might have been a lapse in communication. Or maybe the utility that was being used to let Trick go up ahead, it kind of failed. And now we see that Salt Esports have hit the brakes. At this point, we might just see the disciplined Salt Esports that we had been talking about before, but they're on an ego. So the discipline might not be accompanied by firepower. And because they are hitting the brakes, Kev takes up the space. 2 people speaking him at the same time. Triple peek, of course he's not going to survive that. Doesn't even get a kill, so he can't get back to safety. And since he was the only person over there, Kev just got the best punishment handed to him. What happened to Trick in the previous now happened to him. And these mistakes, none of these teams can afford to make them very often.
It's true. They lost a player early on here. Kev, it has been a really great influence for them from the beginning itself. Now, without him, they're going to have to hold on to every single site, having no information. Knives Jester is going to be the first point of information, actually, as he finds his camera taken down. And you can see the rotations immediately come in. And the Astra, well, she's going to put down her Cosmic Divide, and here we go. Hatch is going to get Knife Jester. He almost could have caught Hatch over there, but here goes Trick straight in. Here comes a Rolling Thunder, and Knife Jester is untouched, and he can find every single person here, but he's got 3 players, no support. Garen comes in finally, but Trick is going to find 3. Oh boy, Salt are making this work, and with no time left, they really need to go for this plan. There's no time. 10 seconds left, and that's the spike gone down. Oh no. Oh my god. This has gone back and forth for so long, and Jivik somehow is going to be finding this plan. Down to 41 HP. Gets the kill onto SB5. What is this round? Jivik's blinded, but he does not get the clutch.
Oh, what a back and forth round. I was on the edge of my seat all this time. I swear to God, the way that Onlyfriends use their ultimates in this round, it's absolutely beautiful. First of all, the Cosmic Divide. It basically allows Knife Jester to go on a little bit of a wall dance. He does everything that he could to keep himself alive, does a little bit of damage. Even if he doesn't find all the kills, it's completely fine. He bought enough time to let all his teammates come into the site. And then the flurry of frags just started to rain down upon us. It was a beautiful symphony of death. But the moment they wanted to plant the spike, Hunter's Fury. Spike dropped, no time available. And when they did go for the spike plant, JVix had to tack that shock dart. There was no way he could have avoided it.
Yeah.
So basically, the Astra ultimate and the Sova ultimate, these were the MVPs of this game. And keep in mind that these guys have been saving up these ultimates for quite a long time. They had 4 ultimates available 3 rounds ago, and now they decided to use it. Oh, the entire world gets revealed.
Yeah. Cruiser God is gonna get pushed back though, and he's, you know, still alive, so that's a good thing. But here goes down the plant. Kev, he's made his way here as well. Trick is gonna take down Goring, trying to find an avenue for his team to work with, as SB5 with the operator is stuck in a bad position. Cruiser has made his way onto platform. He knows where the spike is, but what he doesn't know is where any of these players are. And look at Knife Jester, he's gonna find an easy kill. JVix thought he was being sneaky, but Knife Jester sneakier. And here comes a neural theft. It's almost like a thieves identity place over here, and we're gonna have a battle from the C-long position of every single player. Trick finds one. The defuse has been done in half, and SB5. Oh my god, SB5!
Sit down, son! Or fly hop in the sky, do whatever you want, but stop blowing my mind. This was ridiculous. I was so worried that this will just come down to trading and brawling and fighting, because once the Cypher took his hat off, everyone's position was revealed in C-long. And the worst part is, they have nothing to cover the spike. It's not like Team Onlyfriends can use some sort of utility, create a little bit of blockage that will stop the attackers from shooting down the spike diffuser. It had to come down to just fragging, and oh my god, SP5 does deliver. He packs a punch. Several, in fact. Jesus, that's some highlight right there. I know he shuts down the opposing jet too.
Yeah, unfortunately, Trick could not repeat the success of his opponent, and here comes Cruiser God to try and cause more misery onto their plans. Hats is gonna find one back though, and he runs straight into that smoke, which is a bad decision, as it always is, running in towards any smoke or through any smoke, especially if you're an attacker. Now, with the only thing left in his hands is a Vandal and a Flash, and a heal that is not going to be useful to himself. It's up to JVix in a 1v3. He is heading towards the right direction, but what he doesn't know is that there might be a camera towards A-Long that could spot him out, and it will any second. Oh, it actually didn't spot him out, but because he takes it out, now they know. Knife Jester is rotating. Cruiser God's pushing up towards his position. A beautiful angle, but he jumps.
Nice.
No timing of the essence here.
And these are the mistakes that JVix was hoping for. He was hoping to stay back. He was hoping that Onlyfriends will offer him these 1v1 battles. And they're going to be doing it all over again. They have an Opper staring down B. They have one Cypher on Garage. And this is a 1v1 again. Of course, Knife Jester will be able to catch him off guard. But things could have gone horribly wrong if JVix was able to win this battle as well. You can't keep boiling it down to 1v1s. You have to peek him at the same time.
Yeah. That is true. You need to be careful about how you peek onto an opponent who you know could cause problems for you and has been causing problems for you. Fortunately, one of them has not really had a great game. Stranger. Been 11 rounds and the man's still sitting down below 1-0. I really hope that he has an impact in terms of fragging, but his utility usage, to be honest, until this point has been pretty good. It's allowed Trick to find some great kills. These flashes are pretty good as well. And here they move in again with that utility. That's Trick. He needs to look left, but he does not get the kill. The pull is so good from the defense. And Cruiser God is just going to shock dart himself to death. Stranger's going to finally find his first, but to what a whale. They're locked up in this garage position, but they're actually making work. JVix finds 2. And now in the 3v2, JVix is a hero of this round, and he needs to get his team to safety. But Kev says no, he's got a 3K for himself. And now it is a really awkward situation for the side of Salt Esports. Because they went into garage, it was fight for, well, basically cats and dogs. And now they move back towards B.
The utility usage from the side of Onlyfriends is both good and bad. I mean, the Gravity Well was absolutely crucial to keep that Sova alive, but then Cruiser got kind of shocked out at himself, and then aftershock was thrown at him. Yeah, when 2 of those shocking abilities are coming your way, there's very little chance that you will survive. Either way, they find a little chink in the armor. B is unguarded. They go for the spike plant, but what Nine
Spike
Jester doesn't
planted.
know is that JivX is waiting for him right here. This is probably a position that he will not expect JivX to be in, but the
Player
timing
standing.
could be absolutely great for Knife Jester. JivX does find him in the end, and it's just Kev available. He already used up his ultimate. He doesn't have the Empress form anymore, and now he's gonna have to use just his Leer to make this one work. No dismiss available too. Both the players towards A-Link. They most likely will double peek him, but he's expecting this. No!
Oh no. That is so unfortunate. And to finish it off with the Rolling Thunder, Stranger
Switching sides.
and Jivix have clutched that round out for their team, which almost looked like it would have gone away, but the initiators gonna initiate round number 6. And it's come to a rather interesting scoreline because looking at the first 5 round scripts, would you have expected that we would see 6-6? Because I was thinking at least maybe a 7-5 or 8-4 in the favor of Salt Esports.
For now, it's a very competitive game. I honestly thought that this would be a little bit of an 8-4, but the way Salt Esports handled themselves towards the later stages of the game, it was impressive. I thought that, you know, Onlyfriends had figured out the key to success, but eventually Salt Esports was able to manipulate them into thinking they know everything, but they don't. Starting off on the attacking side, Onlyfriends spreading out quite a lot. 2 players outside Su, 2 in Garage. Just a Cypher holding outside of window, hoping to catch any potential flankers. The flashes hold them back for now, and so does the rest of the utility. But Hats, when he takes off shots like that, there's nothing that you can do. A flurry of frags go down on the seaside, and once again, it falls down to Cruiser God. I thought they nerfed the Classic, but not in the hands of Cruiser God. It's still goddamn effective. Trick, of course, has a couple of tricks up his sleeve, but the Cyber Cage, it could have been a disaster. It allows him to move into the green boxes and gives him a little bit of room to work with, and that room is enough. He wiggles his way out, and Onlyfriends get the pistol round.
Yep, and a little bit of extra money to go with that as well as the spike goes down, and that's going to be round number 6 as Onlyfriends find the lead entering into the second half, and the pistol round could have almost gone left and right, I believe. There was a couple of 1v1s that they gave away to Cruiser God, I think was the problem on the side of Salt Esports. Cruiser God found 2, you know, pretty easily, and I think that's exactly where they kind of lost out the round. There was nothing much Salt could do, Trick could do in the end, because the Sheriff, well, as much damaging as it is, its fire rate is just not as great as the Ghost. The Ghost is just a different category of a weapon in itself.
Bait and switch coming up. Jivix reveals his position deliberately, setting up Stranger for success maybe. If they don't check these angles, then this crossfire could be devastating. Although they're lacking the firepower because they have just pistols, so they could get away with it. But so far, the utility usage of Salt has been on point, and if they're able to complement it with the weaponry, I think they can still make the pistol sing. The sneakiness on these guys is impressive. Casper with the short gets one. Salt, Hats, he peeks out at the right time. Jivix with the backstab once again. Up in a duel. A Knife Jester saves the Reyna. But now Stranger has a better weapon in his hands. Doesn't have any utility, but they don't know his position, and he can definitely hear them move up towards the C side right now.
Yep.
I'm sorry, the A side right now. Why did I say C? Yeah, my bad, my
they're
bad.
moving in towards the A side, and he knew exactly what he's going to do, but he's got a tripwire, which he can immediately dodge is okay. Now, this is a matter of concern, because I don't know if they expect this. Kev is looking towards A long, but Stranger, well, he's going to be creeping in towards A short. Is he going to get the kill? No, Kev's going to find the better of him. It's going to be another round for the side of Onlyfriends. They kind of struggle into that, going into the garage position. The Shorty and the Classics made a couple of players down, but hey, that's all it was going to be. They clutched it up in the end, and even though they're going to be reinvesting into this round, 3 of their players, Cruiser God has already bought in a Phantom. It's not going to be that much of a problem. I believe that it probably might just help them in this round, right? Because they are fighting off against the long-range weapons, and 2 Phantoms could probably be good enough for them to try and find that success.
Let's see if it is. One of the Phantoms has only light armor. SP5, we know that he has really sharp aim, but sometimes you need a little bit of protection, especially when all this utility is blocking your advance. He needs to swing wide, and he does! A double for SP5! He continues to deliver, and he extends! He goes above and beyond of what was required of him. He had absolutely no reason to fight Stranger right there, but he does it nonetheless, and he wins those duels. Extremely risky duels. Unnecessarily risky, but they pulled it off. This is nonsensical, to be honest.
Yeah, SB5 was crazy, and unfortunately,
Is
first
he
off,
AFK?
Jivix, yeah, he's gone. He's gone to the
Oh,
world where there's
man.
no more connection between anything and it. Oh wait,
Huh?
what? What? That
What's
was-
going on?
That was like one of those scenes from The Conjuring that I saw. Until the last moment, that the doll doesn't move, and as soon as you go close to it, like, and it just like turns its head, and like oh my god, imagine if that would happen like right in front of Kev's face. That would have been scary. I watched these couple of montages on YouTube where where Valorant is called Horror Rant. You should,
Okay.
y'all should check it out. It's crazy.
All right. I don't think I'll be able to sleep tonight if I watch that, but I don't know if Salt Esports wants to sleep. They are wide awake and their mind is full of some malicious thoughts. A fake towards C, followed by Spike heading towards the A site. And keep in mind, A site is completely unattended. Every single member of Salt Esports is towards the C site, and I think Onlyfriends will get a free entry. They've left FCB5 over here. He was supposed to hold off the backstabbers, but he gives away his Phantom, which is fine. At least the spike plant will go through. His friends are safe in the A site, and now the retake begins. Not like this. They're holding off the retake. Stranger needs to deliver. They don't have the weaponry. They only have one Phantom on to Trick, and they somehow need to set him up for success. But Trick is completely unattended. He doesn't have anyone coming through with him. The flashes are good, but the peaks are one by one, which means trading is absolutely impossible, and Knife gets all these kills for free.
Yeah. At this point, what really can you do, Salt? What was the side of Onlyfriends has now become the side of only damage, as they are just constantly damaging Salt Esports in every way possible. They're selling these great fakes. They're doing things that Salt Esports are really not able to read at this point. And even if they are reading it, the aim duels are just coming down to pure trading, senses for the side of Onlyfriends, which is a great thing, because trading in this game is probably one of the most important things. You lose a player, you have to kill on the opponent, and that's what's going to give you a bit of advantage, a bit of a confidence that, you know what, the opponent can do this, we can do it better. And now they move in towards B side to prove that yet again as SP5.
Whoa.
He's going to get the plan. He wants to dash right back out,
What?
and he will 5v5 established as the plan goes down.
How do you get away with that? That was
I
a
have
very
no
risky
idea.
plant. I swear to God, Onlyfriends can get away with so much stuff unpunished. It's not even funny, but Jivix lines them up. That's what they needed. More utility to follow and clearing out every little corner.
No.
Kev with his eyes closed should be able to get a frag or two, but Trick will not let him do anything else. A backstab at the best time possible, but Gorong, he gets caught off guard. That's what they needed. I mean, it was obvious that Onlyfriends will not be able to win this round. That is ridiculous if you can get away with plants like that.
Oh, yeah. I was kind of confused about how that round went down, because you saw that they got away with the plan for sure. It was literally a second away that I think SP5's head could have been blown straight off while he was planning.
Yeah.
And he
If
dashed
that
away.
happened, your entire strat has failed. Your
Yeah.
entire strat relies on your jet going in, planting, getting out of there, and tailwinding back to safety. If the jet goes down, your entire strat falls apart, and now the spike is in enemy territory. It's extremely risky, but they got away with it. Of course, Salt has their tricks. They know how to deal with this situation. This is a pretty common strat that Onlyfriends uses all the time, and they know how to deal with this. But do they know how to deal with this fake? A garage push by two of the members of Onlyfriends,
Oh,
followed by the rest of them coming in from long, and Casper gets caught off guard.
oh my
Kevin
god.
Cruiser
What?
God just extracting so much value out of those ultimates.
I know exactly.
I have no idea how he found those two kids. The first one, fair good enough, but the second one, I don't even know where did he flick? How did he find that kill? But Cruiser God's done a great job for his team. SB5, he wants to push and get these kills, but he's being held back. He just wants somebody to peek him. And this angle is actually going to be the death of him. He does spot out another, but look at Cruiser God. Again, this man, a third for him. And he's caused enough problems for the side of Salt. Jivix, he will be good enough for one. And now in this 1v3, which he's made into a 1v2, he's not got too much to work with. 2 bullets, that's all they need.
One enemy
He's gonna do one to Kevin. Knife gesture at the right time, peeks out. That could have gone a little bit down and under. But Knife
Yeah.
Jester is there to clutch it out for his team as he leads the board, by the way. The Sentinel, it doesn't matter what he's playing. Knife Jester, 17, 9, and 1 for that man. And he's the one who's taking his team across the finish line. Kev is up to 17 himself as well. Cruiser God's up to 16. SP Pi on 15. Everybody is performing on the side of Onlyfriends. Garang, he might be down to 8 kills, but look at his assists. He's on 12.
Yeah.
12 assists. So
That
he's
was a
putting in
little
the
bit-
work as well.
That was a little bit of a deja vu. We've seen Jivix in clutch situations before, and every time he's in one of those situations, he's been offered 1v1 so many times. Even last time it was Knife Jester to save the team. And I thought if they offered him 1v1s again, he will be able to clutch. But this time, Knife Jester going all by himself? I don't know, man. They kind of keep making these mistakes again and again. They keep sending their players into positions where trading is impossible. And now they've lost Knife Jester, one of the main players responsible for clutching out some of these rounds. With the Clutch Master not alive anymore, they have to send in SP5. And again, he's also alone. His position's been given away by that flash. No backup available. If he goes down, then that will be 2 big fraggers for Onlyfriends going down and no returns found. They've left Cruiser God as one of the lurkers. How on earth does Cruiser God win that fight? More importantly, how on earth does SP5 get into this position undetected?
I have no idea, but he's made it here. And now he's pushing in. He wants blood. He's looking for it. He smells it, but he's not going to find anything. Jivix expects it. And oh no, Trick! He almost lost his life there. Cruiser is going to be able to get away. No, Has takes him down. But the plant's already gone down towards the A side. And now in the 2v5, Garang is going to throw in his Cosmic Divide. And look at this. This is interesting. He's playing under Heaven, which means he's going to have to fight off all for himself. He's going to fend it off. Kev is on the other side of this. And here comes the Cosmic Divide from the opponents. The Rolling Thunder as well. No, no much value. But Trick, he finds value from his ultimate. Garang needs to get a 3-man spray down, but he's only going to find 1. It's going to be another round for Sol.
A little bit of a questionable Cosmic Divide by the attackers
I
over
was
there.
gonna say the same.
The defenders placed their Cosmic Divide really well. That is the Cosmic Divide that almost every retake sees. You block out the A shot and A long entrances, which is fine. That's pretty standard. But then using the Cosmic Divide to block off Heaven and the defender entrance, it's not uncommon. But then when you're in a 2 versus 3 situation, playing under Heaven while you have your own Cosmic Divide activated is kind of dicey.
That'll whack.
And the reason it's dicey is because, once again, you can't trade. And I feel like a broken record. I've been saying this again and again. Onlyfriends are not trading well enough, but that's just the whole name of the game. And that's exactly why they've been losing rounds.
That they still have a buy, so that's good enough. Whereas we've got 2 Spectres supporting an operator on the side of defense, man.
Nice.
It's gonna be singing every song that Trick wants. He's gonna take out SP5. A really important kill as the duelist has gone down, and now it's up to the remaining players of Onlyfriends to try and find a opening. They're gonna look for something towards B yet again. Not really looking like a round that they should be winning out, but they are moving towards the right direction. A side is open, and that's exactly where they're gonna find themselves. A completely free side to take a plan. I don't know if Kev spotted Jivix, did he? I'm not quite sure.
It
But they are
doesn't matter if he spots him out or not. They deliberately give up on the A side. They want to play for the retake. And of course, when Knife Jester overextends like this, they will be getting all their opportunities.
Yep.
Team Salt is completely fine with giving up the A side to Onlyfriends.
Spike
They know that
planted.
Cruiser God's going to be joining his team later on, and they have the men advantage. They've got the Killjoy lockdown available as well. The lack of a Hunter's Fury on Cruiser God makes sure that the lockdown will not be destroyed, and they can easily go for the retake. This could have been a much more easier retake if they had the Cosmic Divide available, but that's completely fine. Kev, he tries to destroy the lockdown by pushing out, but Gorong will get detained.
Oh, that's
Cruiser God needs to be his bodyguard right now, but I don't think he's going to be able to stop the spike plant from, the spike diffuse from happening. It's just
Yep.
going to go down.
Yeah, there's
And that's
nothing you
exactly
can
why
do.
Salt were comfortable with letting go of the site.
Indeed, they just wanted to save these weapons. That's the most they could do at the end of that round as number 9 comes up for the side of Salt. And they lost a lot of ground, and they're looking to make it back up. the only way that's gonna happen is they try and not give away the kills that they've been giving. Like last round, that was really good, right? But they're not gonna have a Killjoy ultimate available every round, so they need to work out how exactly they're gonna stop these pushes coming in, because Kev and SP5 have been this really dynamic duo, rushing in towards every single place they can and at least find a minimum of 1 kill. As Trick, oh boy, he's still gonna go out of the smoke. Oh god, this is interesting. Trick, he's waiting and waiting, and look at this! Manchester, he finds him straight through the smoke, and that's gonna be Salt in a really difficult position because the B side has been taken over. The plan's gonna go down. Jivix, as much as he wants to push that smoke, and Stranger as well, they're not going to, because they know it's gonna be a lot more dangerous.
Oh, Kev on the backside, very good at defending. The crossfire itself is so good, especially when Kev is hogging all the attention. SP5 could have gone unpunished, but Jivix does find him eventually. No backstabs from Hats this time. Gorong is watching their backlines, and Jivix's position is already revealed. He does have his ultimate, but with such overwhelming odds, a round seems impossible at this time. They reach map point.
Whew. All right, we're getting closer to the end of this match, ladies and gentlemen. It looks like Onlyfriends are the ones who are going to be taking the W. Whether or not that's going to happen is up to Salt to try and win this round, because they will have another buy. It feels like nobody's running out of buys at this point. But the operator is available on both sides. It is a little bit of a desperate situation on Salt. The two players, three players are playing on half armor. They've got a Bulldog, a Spectre, and just as much as anything and everything that could afford him, because now it's do or die for them. And now, the only thing that they can hope for is that first pick from Trick, which he should be getting, but he's not going to. And now that they know he's towards B, they're going to be cautious, Onlyfriends, and they know what to do.
An operator on the attacking side, you don't often get to see that, but Jivix so up in their face. That's amazing. It acts like a meat shield. He was supposed to die right there. No way Kev should have survived that. But Jivix, he somehow keeps himself alive for one more frag by using all the Seekers as a little bit of a body block. Now that's the stuff that you shouldn't be able to get away with. That's literally criminal. 3 versus 4. The only person who can actually save them at this time is probably Gorong. Look at the positioning on Gorong right here. He's the one who's watching the backlines while his teammates go up one by one. And I don't like this. I've said it multiple times. I don't like it when they go all by themselves. No trading available. If they gear up and both of them try to attack the B side, yeah, that's good now. At least they find out where the Killjoy is. But time is running out.
SP5 eating a lot of damage, and now they're deciding to go towards A. You can see that they're trying to sell this fake over here, and the rotations haven't called in. Hat still sticking on towards that C-long position, and he's going to call it clear. So the only proper conclusion for this is that it should be A, and they're playing it very safely because they want to play on a retake, and here go down the stars from Gorong, and now they move in. Time is of the essence. They need to get the plan done. If those shock darts come raining in, which, oh wait, it's not there. Sova's not alive. There is no Sova, forgive me, from Salt Esports. But there is no utility that's going to stop them from getting this plan down. And here comes the Cosmic Divide yet again. Now what are they going to do?
Oh, okay, this is good. This time there's nobody playing in hell. We have Cruiser God directly underneath those steps. SP5 acting as his bodyguard. He gets flashed, but Cruiser God still will be able to get them both. That's the position of power. Trick deals with it finally. But now in a 1v2 of sorts, Gorong is gonna have to step up once again. He was the one responsible for keeping his team alive all this time, and he was the one to finish it all off. I said it before, and I will say it again. You need to keep your eyes on Gorong, because this man is the insurance policy of Onlyfriends.
Indeed, he was. They've got their returns at the best value. Cruiser God, I think, was, among, I think, the same person as Gorong in this round, the clutch minister. Both of them have done a great job. If Cruiser hadn't got those 2 kills, I think this round would have just gone all right. It would have been another assault round. We would have seen 12 to 10 come up. But hey, it is the end of that match, ladies and gentlemen. Haven being picked up by the team who chose it. Onlyfriends have a great victory on their hands. They were slipping up straight up in the beginning, but after they came back, they were up 5-5, 6-6 in the first half. It was just, cruise control. They went straight ahead, and I say cruise control for a reason as we headed the match highlights, because I think Cruiser God was one of the players who I think, was really influential, not just with his utility, with his positional advantage, with the way he was finding, spaces. He sometimes came on the flanks as well. And I think Cruiser God did a great job as the Sova in this first map right now, because I think that without him, the team would have had a really difficult time.
I agree. Cruiser God was responsible for fixing so many of those mistakes. Even in this round, you saw how he was positioned on that little step under the window, under heaven. And this is so much more different from the last time they used the Cosmic Divide. Remember how Gorong used his Cosmic Divide and got locked out in hell himself?
Yep.
Yeah, they don't repeat those mistakes. They learn from it. Cruiser God takes that power position from where he can shut down anyone and everyone. And in that position, he can't even get flashed. So he's going to have his eyes open while SP5 was struggling to take a shot at Trick. And that power position is what enabled them to win that last round. They've learned from their mistakes. What I also admire about Onlyfriends is that how they were able to stop that unstoppable train of Salt Esports just heading down, battling down the attacking side. They were up 4-0 and they were winning everything by just brute force. Onlyfriends somehow found a solution. They were able to stack all the sites. They were able to predict whatever Salt Esports is going to do. And by stacking these sites, they were able to stop them. Even when Salt Esports decided to stop their breakneck assault and then, play a little bit of a more disciplined style, the one that we expected them to play, they were able to deal with it as well. They actively seeked out information. They played aggressively. Salt Esports, their aggression was met by counter-aggression at the same time. And Onlyfriends, because they were actively seeking that information, they were able to make the right gamble. They were able to make the right moves and stack the sites before Salt Esports could ever attack it.
Yeah, that is true. They picked up so well in the end, Onlyfriends. The second half was really brilliant. Their attacking was top-notch. They found so many frags in the beginning, right? SP5 dashing in towards C multiple times where he dissected the round all by himself. Kev coming in from garage, with his flashes was another point of, interest, because every time these two, duelists were sent separately, they found that success towards C side, where I think they picked up 4 rounds on the C side in their attacking half, and that really helped them a lot. They did a great job, and I think towards the end, they kind of mellowed it down, because Salt took control of C, and they tried to hold it down. They did not give them the C side after that. They played a little aggressively. And after that, Onlyfriends, they could do the only thing that they were looking to do. That is, take now a more disciplined approach. Make something work until it fails. That's the kind of thing that we all think about, Just keep, if you're hitting A, and if it keeps working, you hit it. If it goes all the way to 13-0, why wouldn't you do that, right?
Why fix if it's not broken?
Exactly. Why fix it if it's not broken? So the minute it broke, they're like, okay, now we've got other things to look at. Now we're going to go and find other ways. But hey, that's been the pretty much the story now, ladies and gentlemen. Salt Esports have lost the first map, a map that I have seen them struggle in the recent times, and they really need to come up on Haven. Well, let's see what's going to happen on Bind, though, because that is Salt Esports map pick, Crips, and it's going to be a whole different story. You and I are going to be taking a short break, and I hope everybody back at home who are watching this, go and get your Red Bulls by scanning that QR code that's just popped up. Go on and get your snacks, and you just come back in a couple of minutes, because we're going to see whether or not Salt Esports are going to be taking this, to a third map, or are Onlyfriends going to 2-0 one of the biggest teams in Pakistan. You are watching the Ultragear presents Tec Gauntlet Season 3, and we'll be back in just a bit.
the legends of memory and storage. Crucial brings you the ultimate performance in gaming. Legendary products. Precision engineered. For speed and stability. Crucial ballistics.
Hey guys, welcome back to the LG Ultragear presents TEC Gauntlet Season 3, powered by Crucial, apparel partner 6x6, accessories partner Cosmic Byte, and our esports partner AIM Lab. Now, let's take a look at the veto and see what we have in store for us. We are already done with Haven. Team Onlyfriends was able to win this. Next up is going to be Bind. Now, before we discuss what could happen in Bind, I'm going to sum up the first game by giving you the pros and cons of both the teams. Let's start with Onlyfriends. The good thing about Onlyfriends is that they can adapt on the fly. They were able to adjust to Salty Sports strategy and come up with a counter. That's one good thing about them. The bad thing is that very often they were relying on individual heroics and they were sending their players into different locations all by themselves where they have no trading potential. So that's the good and bad of Onlyfriends. Now let's talk about Salty Sports. Salty Sports, the good thing is that these guys never get locked out in retake situations. We saw them so many times in the B side of Haven, stuck in uncomfortable positions, and whenever they thought that they were going to get trapped, they decided to pick one area and play aggressively in it. They played aggressively towards A-Link whenever they thought they were going to lose B and whenever they thought they're going to get locked in. And whenever the backstab failed, they decided to make the front end sharper. So this way, they don't lose map control over all the areas at the same time. They have at least one place in control. So they never get locked out of the action. That's one good thing about Salty Sports. The bad thing about Salty Sports is that their playbook is too shallow. If Onlyfriends can counter them and figure out their playstyle in a matter of just 4 rounds, I think they're going to have a lot more trouble moving on later in the gauntlet when they come up against stronger teams.
Yeah, that is true. Salt Esports have struggled in this first map, and that's just not a good sign of them coming back from the break. And to be honest, I think Bind is another map that is again in their favor. I think both Haven and Bind should have been in their favor, but Onlyfriends are going to be trumping them on that first map. And now that we move into Bind, I know that Onlyfriends have certain set tactics for Bind. I've seen them play very minimally on Bind Onlyfriends, but Salt Esports, they are good at Bind, and we know that because I've watched them play multiple times on Bind, and I think that they should be, giving a lot more of a competition this time around in the second half of the game as well. But hey, it's all for speculation because we thought the same of Haven, and Onlyfriends just came out and surprised us right out of the open, and I would not be, disappointed to see the same happen again. Because if Onlyfriends do beat Salt Esports, they're going to be putting out a statement there saying that, you know what, we're here to qualify for the playoffs.
Yeah, qualifying for the playoffs is the ultimate goal of these teams. And it's kind of important that both of them put their best foot forward. Because if you take a look at the points table, there's a lot at stake. If any one of these teams wins a single map, then they will all be somewhat tied at 4 points each, At that time, the difference in the score is not going to be too huge, and you can't really decide which team is going to make it to the playoffs on the basis of that match. You're going to have to wait for a lot more matches to be played out. If any of these teams win 2-0, then that will be a decisive strike and a decisive lead. So both the teams are hoping to make this flawless. Of course, Salt Esports can't make it flawless anymore, but definitely Onlyfriends wants to seal the deal at 2-0. And with this, they want to take those 4 points, take the lead ahead of Salt Esports, and get in the running with ENIGMA.
Indeed, they just want to get up there, do as much work as they possibly can, gather this 2-0 victory if possible, and get those 2 points and move straight up on the table. Maybe get in the green zone, find a way to make things work further on in the last 3 matches that they will have left, Onlyfriends. But the only thing that they're gonna have to do right now is take the second step. Taking the first, it's been a great one. The second one needs to be just as good, and that's how they climb on the top of the podium. They need to find this map of Bind. And if they do, then it is going to be, well, to be honest, I think that Onlyfriends are going to be in a good spot to finish off the season on a high note, which because this is a group where we've got Velocity, we've got ENIGMA, we've got a lot of different teams here that are looking like they should be on top of that, leaderboard. And if you consider it, Reckoning, they're one of the teams who are in this group who've had probably the worst season compared to what they had last time, right? Last time they were 3 for 3 up on top. This time they're 0 for 3 down below. So that should give the side of Onlyfriends to maybe find an opening and get into what they would consider as themselves as a contender for this tournament.
Let's see if they want to consider themselves as a contender. Let's see what their lineup is. They're hovering for a double controller setup. Viper is almost essential in Bind, so of course Knife Jester will confirm it. Cruiser God going for a Sky this time instead of a Sova, so that's a different initiator that they are choosing, one that can flash as well as gather information. A lot more versatile for the map of Bind. Although Kev is confused whether he should go for a Raze or a Sage. If they go for a Sage, they will have double healing, but with Kev on Raze and SP5 on the Jet, now you have 2 mobility-based heroes who can really cover a lot of ground. These 2 mobility-based characters can easily turn up the pace and the aggression. But then on the other side as well, on Salt Esports, they also have a Jet and a Raze, a double duelist setup.
Indeed.
None of those duelists are flashers. Both of them are mobility-based characters. So both these teams are kind of looking to make fast-paced plays.
Yep, and that seems to be the name of the game. It had been in the first map as well for quite a bit for set of Salt Esports, and they're going with the same Jivix this time with the Raze, as we've got a double initiator on one side and a double controller on the other. So that's going to be a bit of a talking matter as we are going to be heading into the game now, ladies and gentlemen, in a couple of seconds. And I just, I'm interested to see whether or not one Astra is going to be good enough to compare against a Viper and a Brimstone combo, because the Viper basically acts as a pseudo sentinel. We've all said it before. Her wall, her utility, and her ultimate are all really heavy defensive items when need be. and they are such good, utilities that it not only covers ground, it gives damage and keeps trickling down the opponent to as much as possible, and it just makes life a lot more difficult for the opponents. But hey, as we jump into the game, ladies and gentlemen, here's a pistol round, and we jump right into what we want to see, whether or not Salt Esports make a comeback.
A map at stake. Kev's live in danger. He's been stunned and bit by that dog, but he survives that. They don't follow up with aggression on the back of it. With all this noise being made towards the B side, the rotation has come through. 3 defenders on B. And while that's happening, Nightmaster has already pushed out of bathroom, has too much information. Cruisinguard and SP5 lining up the kill feed. Oh my god, Hats could have lined them both up, but Cruisinguard denies him everything. A fake flash by Stranger lets him get out of that hookah area. But will he be able to retrieve the spike and plant it? Nobody's gonna face him. If Stranger tries to go for a plant at the P side right now, nobody will contest him. Gorong will probably just let this pass. Knife Jester, on the other hand, is waiting at an off angle, expecting Stranger to come through the teleporters, but he won't be doing that. And that's why he's just now moving to make sure that Stranger does not walk into a shot. While all that is happening, Stranger just wants to chill on the B side. He's taking his sweet time.
He's not looking to give out any sound cues, but he's played this perfectly. They expect it to be a Stranger needs to clear out every single corner, not knowing that nobody's actually here. But finally, he's going to go in for the plant because there's no time left, so he needs to do it right now. And there it is. They now know that this is towards B, and both of them are coming in from the short region. Stranger, he's got a lot of time to reposition himself, and I'm not quite convinced if this is the best one to be at.
But at least one thing that I like about this setup from the side of Onlyfriends is that they're playing together. Remember how in the last map they were all playing individually without any training potential? This time at least they're moving in at the same time, so this should be good. Although if he catches Knife off guard, this could be disastrous. Gorong now jumps through and puts it to an end, but this could have gone south so quickly.
That 1v1 thing you said almost came true here.
Yeah, I swear.
He was just standing in that smoke, thinking about, okay, should I put the smoke here? Should I put the smoke here? And he was being safe, but I think at the same time, his teammate should also have been safe, because if Stranger would have taken out that head, he could have easily gone and hit somewhere else. And, Gorong would have had absolutely no idea. He could have then played for time, Stranger. But, well, what's happened's happened. And here we go. First round in the name of Onlyfriends, as they're going to be buying into the weapons that they need. And although Salt had got the plan down, they're not going to be forcing into the situation, as they are looking to move in this time towards A short.
They're going to be met with a nice Marshall to the face. He doesn't dash out. He wants to commit to this fight and he wins. All right then. A very brave decision by SP5. I really thought he will exit that area after he missed the first shot, but he's not a quitter. He's a hitter, and he wants to hit again. Once again, trying to go up ahead.
Towards showers, there could be a fight brewing, but I don't think it's going to happen. SP5, though, towards short. He finds pretty great success, and look at Cruisinguard. He's pushed up towards B, so that's completely cleared out from his end. As this round, well, it's inevitably going to be ending in the favor of Onlyfriends, as we all know. So I'm just going to take into the time over here and ask you this, Quip. Do you think that... Okay, going out for the knife there, trick, unfortunate. Nothing more he could do. But hey,
carry on. What were you going to ask me?
Going back to my question. What approach do you think Salt should be taking this time? Because we've seen the first 2 rounds, again in the pistol, they went for that all-out beat push. They are not being as disciplined as we've known them to be. And that's kind of probably getting back at them. And they still believe that, the same thing, they break it out completely open, rush straight in, might work for them. But Onlyfriends know exactly how to counter it, even though it's a different map. Right?
Yeah.
So what do you think should be done by Salt Esports? Because the first rounds come in, and if they lose this, it's going to be a problem.
Yeah, I think they should be able to win this round. They have the superior weaponry. Even the breakneck facing should help them. Kev has backup over here, and both of them avoid the nade. So, here's one thing. Onlyfriends have learned from their mistakes. I'm not sure if Salt have done the same thing, but we will find out soon enough. Cruisinguard and Kev don't live to see the end of that fight, as Hat is already in sight. SP5 does make it a little competitive, but they've already lost all the room that they had. And now they're going to have to claw their way back in. It's going to be extremely difficult. Nice bait and switch set up by Knife Jester and SP5, but Stranger is no stranger to such tricks. He's going to be able to get a hang of it, get the frags. This should be a done and dusted round. It was kind of expected. Salt obviously had the better weaponry, so it's kind of a given that they will win this round. But to answer your question, I will have to wait a couple of rounds. We've already seen that Onlyfriends can fix their mistakes. Whether Salt can do it or not is something that I can't answer yet. It's too soon in the match to answer that.
Yep, I think so too. You know, the problem was that Salt Esports last time around, they kind of had this confidence boost winning the first 4 rounds. And we are heading towards that number. This time it was, you know, it is the side of Onlyfriends who picked up the first round and the second one. Third one they have lost, but that's still okay because they have a very, you know, complete buy over here. They've got an operator on SP5, so that's going to help them as well. And weapons on everybody, rifles to take care of. So this is probably going to be the first test for both of these teams. Salt especially, because if they want to make a mark, they need to show that they can win this round.
Yeah, exactly. And this is the one most important round that they need to win. This will tell us whether or not their breakneck strategy will be successful. If Salt Esports can make the pacing work in Bind as well, just like they were able to make it work in the first few rounds of Haven, then I think we have a competitive game on our hands. If they are not able to do it, well, then of course, we will know that Salt Esports can have the potential to make it 2-0. Although, there is one thing that still bothers me. Cruiser God, in the previous round, he was able to get up close and personal. He pushed out of hookah and... no, wait, not even the previous round. In the second round, I apologize. Yeah. He was able to get up close and personal by pushing out of hookah, and he kind of boxed Salt Esports in. And keep in mind, I said that Salt Esports are good at not getting boxed in before this match started. So if Cruiser God can prove me wrong on that part, if he can make up for the one weakness that, you know, his team had, then I think that Salt Esports definitely has the potential to win it 2-0. But like I said, it's a bit too soon to judge. This will be the round that tells us everything we need to know. Full buy versus full buy. The only difference is that Jivix has a Spectre instead of a competitive rifle, and Kev gets a free frag. Okay.
He does get taken out of return. I don't know why he would want to linger there after getting that first frag. The perfectly timed grenade finds the kill, but he's given away the man advantage. And now they move in. Trick, he's found a way into this cubby position. Dashes into the side. Cruiser God's gonna hear all of this and give it out to his teammates. He has a couple of bullets being spammed in his direction, but nothing touches him. He's just gonna wait for the smoke to fade away. Now he moves in. He sees the plant go down, but he does not see the player. He hears one towards B long, and he's called it out. This is a lot of information, but how are they gonna capitalize upon this? Onlyfriends.
Oh my god, I love this Cosmic Divide. It creates so many more angles. They need to check double the amount of angles that they usually need to do. And this is gonna make the retake nearly impossible. But not if Cruiser God's hitting shots like that. Gorong steps in as well. And now the Seekers have been committed. Salt Hat's position will be revealed. The Cosmic Divide does not help them. Diffuse is being stuck. Half done. Gorong will be fighting. Cruiser God saves him. How did they make this happen? That Cosmic Divide was perfect. It doubles the amount of angles that Salt Esports has to play around with. It's nearly impossible to check each and every single angle. Onlyfriends had to do double the amount of homework. They needed to be extra careful, but they made it work.
Yeah, I think that Salt Esports, as good as that Cosmic Divide was, they didn't really, you know, try and make Onlyfriends think about it a lot more. Because when you have a Cosmic Divide as such available, you maybe want to give away, you know, a jiggle peek assist so that you would, okay, there's one player, okay, there's one player here. We need to be careful about so many different angles. And if one of them was probably in hookah, I think that would have been game over for Onlyfriends, but they were only towards B long and the site, so that made it kind of easier for them to, you know, get through. As Cruiser got a really high-tailed flash, is not gonna allow anybody to find the kill, but it's gonna make him instead go down low. That Hound could have probably finished him off, but here we are. The hookah position being contested heavily. Cruiser God's gonna go down, unfortunately, due to his low HP. Kev is gonna get caught off guard here, and it's up to Jivix to find this kill. Throws in the grenade, throws in the satchel, gonna get that kill, and it's gonna be the end of Kev as another round looks on the horizon for Salt Esports.
Rick has been fairly successful in making the B long pushes work. Hats this time in the elbow position, can hold his ground. He wasn't able to do it last time. But this is a very successful round. Sure,
Yeah.
they lost the previous one, but they're able to make this one work. So they make up for their mistakes. SP5 found out, and they want to hunt him down. They don't want him to save this thing.
Yeah. Unfortunately for him, he's down to just 25 HP, and a bullet straight to any part of his body is going to take him out. He dashes away. He's running to save his life. Knives gestures around the corner, so he could stop them. All about timing. One head, second head, looking for the third. No, he's not going to get it.
Fine.
Nobody's going to peek out, and look,
That's
Casper
fine.
just around the corner. Could have probably taken out the operator, but that's just going to be it. A couple of exit frags going their way. And Crips now 3-2. This is looking a much better, performance from Salt, I believe. The first half, like you said, still can't comment. I think the second half is where these guys kind of falter out a bit, no matter which half it is they're on, whether it's attacking or defending. So we're gonna have to wait and see, because this first half, if it goes against 6-6, then I have absolutely no clue what Salt Esports have in store for their attack, defense. Sorry.
Let's go! Early commitment, nothing found, unfortunately. That could have been so much better if they actually fought him over there, but they avoid disaster for now. Another ultimate popped by Trick this time around, only to be denied by SP5.
Oh, Gorang is still around the corner, and he could cause damage. He's stuck in a really tight space, and he still gets taken out. It's up to this man, SP5. He misses it. No, he actually connects it, but it hits his leg. And the no-scope uncertainty hits straight to him. And although it's gone down, he's got his knives to help. He takes out Stranger. Chivix, he's stuck in this tight little corner, and he's gonna go down. SB5 with the third. He's looking for the ace clutch along with his teammate Kev. Both the duelists need to make things work, and it's gonna be Kev to get the fourth kill. Hats trying to retain on this plan based on his abilities, but he's not going to be able to. He needs to peek out. He's going to find the kill, and he's giving him his position, but it's up to Kev. He needs to find the head, and he's going to find the body instead, and that's good enough because they find the round. It's going to be number 4 for Onlyfriends, and now another chaotic round here, Crips.
A very chaotic round indeed. If it wasn't for SP5 and his heroics, I think this round would have been extremely difficult for the side of Team Onlyfriends. Salt was pretty damn disciplined in this one. Sure, there were a few lucky instances, like for example, SP5 missing that shot onto the spike planter. If he kills Stranger right then and there, then this round would have been over a long time ago, but it came down to a 1v1. There is one thing though, I have to say. I wanted to say that in the previous round, but I didn't get the chance to. Every time Salt Esports try to attack the B side, it's Trick who usually liberates the hookup position by dashing in from B long.
Yeah.
He hasn't been able to put that kind of pressure on A, but maybe with this Cosmic Divide, he won't ever need to.
Yep, and they move in towards the U-Haul position now with shotguns and desperate measures. But look at SB5. How brave is this guy? Who pushes up with an operator, dude? What the hell is that?
It's not just him. It's not just him. Even Knife Jester is pushing in from bathrooms. They're getting boxed in,
man.
but Jivix, he will blow off their heads. That's one way to avoid getting boxed. No operator success found just yet, and Casper with the off angles will be able to shut down SP5. All hope is lost.
And moving in, Knife Jester, and
just
picked off.
Sucked in, blinded, spammed by 5 men. Yeah, Salt Esports is finding pretty much a decent amount of success on the A side as well. And they fixed their mistakes last time around. I mean, the only thing that came in the way of Team Salt Esports last time was SP5 and his heroics. This time, SP5 was never present on the A side. He was coming in from B. So the Danger Man is out of the equation. You put in the Cosmic Divide so that nobody will spam you down while they're trying to plant the spike. They learn from their mistakes, and Salt is able to get yet another round. And they've broken the camel's back. They're on an eco now.
Yeah, there should be 4-4 as they rush straight in. Trick, he's gonna take out Knife Jester pretty easily as Gorang tries to protect himself, putting down the Molotov. All he has is a Sheriff in his hands. Look at SB5, he's running straight with that frenzy, but he's gonna only be running to his death. Yep.
All of these 1v1s across the board. I mean, it's one thing that you lose around because you have worse weaponry, but then you don't even make it competitive by offering them just 1v1 aim duels, and of course, up against the Sheriff versus 5 Vandals pointing at you, we know who the winner is going to be very clearly. So that kind of stuff is something that Onlyfriends need to avoid. I pointed this out as one of their weaknesses in Haven as well, and I thought they overcame it, but this kind of seems like they're having a little bit of a relapse. Either way, Team Salt will be attacking the B side right now, and keep in mind that they have not been able to kill the players in hookah. The only person who can kill those hookah players is Trick when he dashes in from long into the site. That has been one of their key success factors of Salt Esports. If somehow Onlyfriends is able to stop that win criteria from ever coming true, they will be a lot better off.
Yeah, Knife Jester, he survives that Hunter's Fury. He takes 1 hit, but no more. Now with Sky available, he is going to be healed up, so that's not going to be a problem. What are Salt looking to do? Where are they going? They have huddled up all their forces towards hookah, but immediate reaction again. As soon as I say it, they're moving back towards short. The spike is there as well, and I think this is probably going to be a fake that, you know, is probably going to be sold by Stranger, or he's just holding out here, which I'm not quite sure is the best of decisions, because they might need his flashes to enter into this A site. It's going to be a heavy fight. He is flashing towards B and giving out a couple of sound cues. He's even throwing in his Hound, and this is a single initiator bait out that they're giving. And here pops out Kev from his hidey hole, and he's going to get taken out as a result of it. Jivix finds 2, and that's the round dissected right in front of our eyes.
30 seconds left.
Oh, so unfortunate. Kev, he peeked out to gather some information. He peeked a bit too wide. Can't fall back like that. And then Knife Jester was caught all by himself. Again, Cruiser God offering a 1v1. These mistakes just keep on repeating.
Yeah.
You can't have that. Not against a team like Salt. Not a team of that caliber.
Well, SP5, with all the caliber that he's got, he's going to have to save his weapon as Stranger blinds himself. And it's going to be a little bit of a difficult situation now pouring in for the side of Onlyfriends, because now that they're giving away all of these rounds, they've made Salt Esports feel a little bit more comfortable and confident. And look at that. They're just jumping around, finding these kills. Jivix is going to right-click him out of existence. No operator save, just a Phantom on the hands of Garung. And that's going to be another round where they're going to have to eco in. 3 players with 0 creds are going to be only having the 29, 2,900 loss bonus.
Yeah.
Yep. And sheriffs across the board, maybe a Stinger, maybe a Marshall. But this is probably going to be another round as for Salt Esports, because for them, economy is not a problem. Neither is confidence, nor is weaponry. What do you do at this point? Because they started off well, Crips. They started off really well, Onlyfriends, but now they've slipped up.
Exactly. They started off well. They kind of went back to their old ways. They started repeating the mistakes that they were making in Haven. Even though at one point I thought they won't make them. That's just unfortunate now. Again, SP5 getting caught all by him. The sole defender of B site. All 3 Seekers going towards that area. It kind of indicates that every single person from the side of Team Onlyfriends is coming in from hookah. They know everything that they need to know. All guns pointed in this direction. Nothing can happen. Maybe if they set up Garung for success, a retake is going to be possible. They've got the Orbital Strike and they've got the Viper's Spit. This means if they get into the site and they deploy the pit, it should give them enough space to go for the defuses. But they're struggling to move inside right now. A decent crossfire established between Stranger and Hats. As one person peeks, the other one follows, and everyone cleans up the players. Orbital Strike goes to waste, and the eco round does not convert into a cute success. At least they still have the Viper Spit, so they can lock down one of these areas. Although, at this point, I kind of have to admit, they've already lost this half. Take a look at the amount of frags that Hat has. He's got 14, while everyone else is on single digits. The amount of money that Salt Esports have is ridiculous. There's only 2 rounds remaining in this half, and they have enough money to go for full buys in every single round.
Yep.
They've already got the economic advantage, and if they win this round, then these guys, Onlyfriends, will have their economies broken. They're gonna be having Spectres and Stingers if they lose this round, so they've already got this in the bag.
Yeah, they do. They spotted out Knife Jester, I feel, but Jivix, he is not afraid. He's going in, and he's gonna find it. The Viper Spit is gonna be of no value as Jivix heads right back, and as they take Shower's control, they've already got this in their hands. So Trick is gonna be taking guard over here as his teammate Stranger is gonna be planning in, and that's how the cookie crumbles. Post plan we go.
The way Kev snuck into that corner and bamboozle knife gesture, that was basically when the round was over. But hold on, it's not over yet. SP5 is still alive, and he will be taken down by Casper, but his friends are in foster care. Gorong, keeping it competitive, needs to protect the diffuser. Cruiser got stick in it,
Oh, no.
and they make it work. How is it that Onlyfriends lose the most important rounds, but they win rounds which they have absolutely no business winning? What is this?
I have no clue how the hell that happened.
The way Knife Jester died, it was incredibly funny, even hilarious to look at.
I mean,
Jivix was able to get inside that corner, which Knife Jester had no idea about. He overextended, he died. I thought that's it. The A side is down and out. The Cosmic Divide helped them go for a very safe plant. And I thought they'll be able to stick it, but then they used their own Cosmic Divide against him. Onlyfriends do have a little bit of kick left inside them, I guess. They can adapt to these strategies on the fly. And the fight isn't over yet. Could be a potential 6-6.
yep. A lot of Raze utility being exchanged towards Hookah as the Sova comes in to spot out a player towards B-Long. Axe is there to cover up. He takes one, and Trick is there to find another. It's going to be Kev to get the one trade, but I don't think it's going to be enough. 4 versus 2 now. Garang is in a good position to maybe find one kill, but what he doesn't know is that Knife Jester is being guarded, and he's just poisoning himself. Oh no! Oh, look at this! Oh no! What? Oh, they're right next to each other. Oh my god! They're right next to each other! Oh my god! Yep. Go on, Jivik. Kill your own teammates. That's the only thing that I think you have left to kill at this point.
It was incredibly funny how they are literally right next to each other. And they don't even realize they walk past each other while that little Astra smoking. Hats is like, huh? How did Gordon kill me from elbow? I thought you were watching it. And then Stranger's like, my bad. I apologize. Smoke shenanigans happen. But at least they can take the lead. At least it's not a 6-5, so Salt have a decisive lead at this point. And they have quite a lot of frags in the bag of Hats and Jivix. It's pretty good.
Indeed. They've been banking on the Cosmic Divide quite a bit. As we saw it on Haven, now we saw it here just a one time, but it's still good enough. So, not actually twice. One towards A short, I remember, where they got the round as well, taking that U-Haul position. But yeah, they really love playing on the back of that Astra utility. That's what Hats is known for. That's exactly why he's in the player spotlight today as well. And now that Jivix is spotted out, a 2, maybe a 3rd as well. He's going to be waiting to throw in that grenade as soon as he hears that spike being planted. There it goes. The grenade is going to deny for a couple of seconds. A little bit of chipping damage, but Crips, I'm not quite sure if it's going to transpire into a round win for it. Salt Esports. Look at the amount of the uncertainty in the air is insane.
I'm gonna talk about this very interesting tidbit about the Raze utility later on, but for now, this 5v5 is starting to reach its tipping point. Almost all the utility has been boiled out by every character, but the spike hasn't gone down just yet. They're doing everything they can to deny it, and now they've killed the planter. Cruiser got out. The one person who could have saved them is out of the picture, but Stranger overextends, turning it back into a 4v4. Mistakes keep on happening, and SP5, all the way from U-Haul, is able to get in that position and backstab them. He's in a very pressure position right now, which can help the players of Salt Esports.
Oh boy.
They go for a switcheroo. They all fall back. They see all 3 players on the A side and decide to hightail it towards B. They should be able to go for the plant pretty safely, but will they be able to have anything working for them in post-plant? I don't think they've got any denial abilities left. And keep in mind, the character selection of Salt Esports is one dealt with specifically to keep to enable them with the retakes.
Now, this is an interesting plan because no post plans are available, like you said, no positional changes that they can be making, and Hats has covered up most of it, and now they should have an idea that this is inside Tube, and they could even be lining up for the opponents here. Gorn does go out, and so does Knife Jester. They're gonna get taken out. Salt find another. It's gonna be number 8 as the second pistol of this map goes in their favor. And they're looking a lot more confident on Bind than they did on Haven. Now,
Right.
I as soon as they went in for that, you know, the switcheroo, they went towards B. The first thing that came to my mind when I saw Knife Jester planning was this is a plan that's probably going to be their doom. I think that as soon as they found B long control, they should have probably taken an open plan because they saw all 3 players there, right? Like, they should have spotted all 3. They knew that there were utility of all 3 players being spotted out, and they should have just taken an open plan. But because it was inside Tube, they had no map control to play with. They just had to stick to their aim, and they had an unfortunate amount of fights that went in the wrong way. So
Just one second before you say anything else, I have to point out something. Jivix over here was in a position where he was using his utility to stop the spike plant from happening. You can see his paint shells missed. His boombot could have been very effective, but it was not effective. You know why? Because Hat's gravity well actually stopped his boombot from doing any damage.
yeah.
So that's a little bit of utility usage thing that I wanted to point out in the previous round. I just never got the chance to. But I'm surprised this time around that this round has turned on its head. Somehow, even after having a weaponry disadvantage, Onlyfriends are able to make it to the A side, and they've got all the cover that they need to cope with the spike plant. There's nothing that Casper can do to deny it. The shock dart will do a little bit of damage, but no kills, as everyone manages to fall back to safety. Healing up available as well, so they can play all these positions. The only silver lining that Salt Esports has is that they have a shot in control, so they only have to worry about bathroom. And of course, Casper, with all those angles that he has, should be able to stop anyone from peeking. But the fact that Team Onlyfriends is able to even get a plant in the first place is good for them. Sure, they lose the round, that's completely okay, but this plant will allow them to buy full weaponry in the next round.
Oh, yeah. That could have really gone the way of Onlyfriends, and I would have expected it because they had 3 players alive, but the fact that they had a little bit of positional disadvantage, Casper came across the smoke and he found an easy kill onto Knife Jester. It's getting a little bit difficult for them. Onlyfriends, they need to consider what exactly is going to be their game plan starting off from this buy round, because I just did not see them make a move in this attacking half as we would have wanted them to make, you know, that would cause an impact in terms of early frags.
Early frags, not going the way of anyone for now, but Jivix is going way ahead of his designated checkpoint. He's already in the backstabbing position. The attackers haven't even left their spawn area, but Kev finds him. Now, that's the danger man dealt with. They can chill in peace right now. They have all the time in the world.
Oh, Hats, he finds one. The flash was perfect. He's looking for more, but he just misses it out as the teleporter comes in. Gorang has to fight this all by himself, and Casper's going to take him down. Kev, he has no idea what to do now. His teammates are on A. He's looking to find frags towards B. He gets one. Gets
my
a 2.
God.
Okay, Kev.
He started off as a solo mission to sell a fake, but he ended up getting so much more. He doesn't just sell the fake, he buys the goddamn field. Kills almost everyone on the side of Salt Esports, and now in a 3v2, Onlyfriends have the biggest advantage they could have. They've got the better weapons, but as soon as I say that, Stranger, he makes it work with just a Sheriff.
Casper looking to stick the defuse maybe, but he's got a lot of bullets and utility raining down in his position. And that's going to be number 6 for Onlyfriends. Finally, a response comes in from them. Salt, they're going to have absolutely no problem with that. They can buy in completely. As you can see, there is an operator and a Odin. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, never mind. He just unbotted. I would have loved to see an Odin, though. Where would he play an Odin if he plays it here?
Yeah, even I would have loved it. The narrow walls of the hookah could be a perfect place to place the Odin.
Maybe.
And
maybe.
if Onlyfriends are going for those Viper wall lineups and, you know, hoping that the wall helps them stay safe and they plant on the back of it, at that point just spam the Odin and stop it.
Yeah,
A little bit of a
SB5
team
gets
flash,
lined
but
up
it's
by
not
his
the
own.
end of the world.
Yep, Jivix. He's gonna look for another raise utility delay of the plan here, as it's not gonna give too much damage, but Onlyfriends still have control of the situation. Yet again, this chaotic A round comes into play as SP5, he is gonna get a little bit of a concussion coming in. He dodges the flash, but he still goes down. And Jivix somehow just raced through that pit of poison and finds Cruiser God. This post plan working in Salt Esports' favor, but Kev finds two back himself. A lot of chaotic moments over here. Jivix another. He takes down the Viper. Kev finds him back. Garn gets another backstab, and it's gonna be up to Kev to look for Stranger. The showstopper scaring him away. The lineup comes in from Garn, and that should be the end of the round.
Time is taken away. More utility to deny the plant, and of course, he can't make it work. If he can escape with the op, that's going to be the best case scenario for him.
Yeah, ooh, just by the nick of his teeth, he's going to get away. 5 HP, and he's going to be able to save the operator for his team. I don't know if the side of Onlyfriends have suspected this or if they know that the operator has been saved, but they should be careful about it. They should be wary about it because the economy of Salt is down in shambles, but the one operator, you know, being a little bit of a unique variable could cause a little bit of a problem.
Yeah, but are there enough variables in this equation to equate the scoreline? Will Salt be able to maintain their lead, or will Onlyfriends steal it back now that they have balled them down to a bunch of sheriffs? The only thing they have is this operator in the hands of Trick, and this could be a big decisive tool. Although, if he's hitting shots like that, I don't think even all the weaponry in the world will help Onlyfriends.
Oh, Stranger, he's pushed up so heavily with his teammate hats, and Cruiser has no idea, neither does Garang, and they're gonna get past him. Look at the timing of this. This is so perfect. They're gonna get that kill, and they're gonna flash in. They're looking for more, and they're gonna get it. Hats blows his head straight off, and Salt Esports have absolutely dismantled them with just one operator and 4 sheriffs. What the hell just happened to Onlyfriends?
They did them dirty. They not just found the kills, they found the spike too. Kev has a nearly impossible situation to win. This is disgusting.
A flawless
I thought that this might... Exactly, a flawless Thrifty. Can you imagine that? With just one operator saved. And that operator wasn't even that influential. It wasn't the game-breaking thing. It got them 1 frag at the start, but that's pretty much it. After that, all the players of Onlyfriends were just hesitating to go towards the east side. They were waiting on the B area, not even the B area, they were just waiting inside their own connector area, just a little outside of spawn. And who knows? These guys not gonna be long, they got them looking in the wrong direction, and it all happened so soon that Onlyfriends never even had a chance to recover. They never even had a chance to figure out where they got shot from in the first place. I'm pretty sure they're gonna be going back home tonight and reviewing this SWAT. They need to find out what went wrong because somehow Salt Esports found the chinks in their armor, they found a little gap in their attention, and they exploited the hell out of it.
Yeah, they most certainly did. They've picked up a lot more on the second map of Bind, and it looks like both the teams might just run away with their home maps if things continue to go the way they are. Salt Esports, they have put the side of Onlyfriends in a difficult situation. Another forced buy has come in from them, and I don't think that's the best of situations because they've got 2 players right now on semi-armor, and I think SB5 is just waiting to catch an orb, an ultimate orb, so that he can maybe get his knives on the line because he's got no creds to buy anything. With this tech pause coming in, I think Onlyfriends are looking to maybe think, what exactly is it that's going wrong? What can we do differently? How can we attack this side of Salt Esports and maybe find them off guard? Because pauses like these, well, momentum is a thing that Salt Esports have been riding on this map, and this could be a little bit of a deal breaker. But we're just gonna have to wait and find out because we're gonna be starting off the game in just a couple of seconds. It looks like both the teams are ready, and now as we move in towards showers for the side of Onlyfriends, it looks like it's gonna be a heavy shower push. You've got Stranger looking to attack them counter-wise.
Onlyfriends looking to turn up the pace.
Blinded.
All this utility just holding them at the bay for now. And while it is gonna be a bathroom's assault, it's gonna be a rather slow one. They're taking their sweet time, and they don't mind giving away their position. They need to destroy this hound right now. They need to sell the fact that there's only 1 player present in this direction, but with so many footsteps coming in their way, there's not much that Stranger could do. He's good for 1, but that's pretty much all she wrote for him. Spike carrier
Spike down A.
still denied. And this has been a consistent problem for the side of Onlyfriends. They are never able to keep their spike carrier safe. Kevin Gorong do bring it back, so a little recovery is possible. But the danger man, TEAMXO, is still alive. He's got a showstopper too. Oh, orbital strike inside the U-Hawks. That's going to force everyone outside. But it still works against him. He finds Gorong looking in the wrong direction. And he might just be able to defend it against Kev too.
Oh, this is getting a little dicey. Kev needs to find success here. And Cruiser God, he's been allowed to get in. Look at this. The positional exchange is going to cause the demise of Salt Esports in this round. And it is going to be the case. Cruiser, he finds such maneuvering tactics. He goes into U-Haul, and then Hats comes in there, and he slowly just creeps out, finding the most inexplicable timing. And he steps into the side when Kev was busy distracting TEAMXO. And TEAMXO, he just had to make sure that his head didn't get blown off because he was down to 24 HP. And even one bullet through that green box could have taken out his life. And Cruiser got, well, he popped up at the right time, and that's all they needed.
And he popped through in as well. He was able to thread the needle. There's attackers in heaven. Come on, how often do you see that happening? There's defenders being forced out of the U-Wall into the open, but they're still finding cracks. All this unorthodox stuff, only in this match, ladies and gentlemen. Stuff that can't be explained, but it's goddamn fun to look at.
Indeed. Kev, he's not going to take a lot of damage, just a pinch. And he's going to look at a site where he's got no information to work with. Nobody being spotted out from him. As Hats puts down a smoke to deny him any sort of vision. He's waiting to smoke out B-Long, and he will. Kev's just maybe trying to sell some sort of a fake here. Maybe they want to teleport back towards A from B-Long. And I'm not quite sure if that's the plan right now. But so far, they haven't really made as much movements towards B as they would have wanted to. They're just giving out a lot of utility, though.
There is a Viper Wall on the A side, so they can go back there if they want. But for now, they're going to burst inside, and it's going to be up to Stranger and Casper to hold the fort over here. They need a little bit more backup, but Stranger needs nothing. He's able to hold it all by himself. TEAMXO pops up a showstopper, but he won't find anyone. It's a little unnecessary, but at least he's able to scare them off for now. Seekers, showstoppers, everything invested in this round, but let's be honest, they could have won the round without those as well.
Yeah, they could have. I think they just wanted to make sure of the fact that they will, you know, they put up number 11. They get closer to that match point. They're just one round away from it. They're one round away from trying to get a little bit of a breathing space over here for themselves, because at any point, you know, it could be the side of Onlyfriends to try and make a comeback happen. But this round is probably the most important. The thrifties that have happened in this map have been mostly Salt Esports, but if the side of Onlyfriends pull out this thrifty, it's going to help them in leaps and bounds. Here they go towards showers yet again. Trick finds one back, and it's man advantage secured for the defenders already.
Three-man stack on the A side from the defenders. This does seem a little impossible, especially with all this utility. Keeping them at bay, a breakneck attack is nearly impossible. They haven't been discouraged by the fact that there's an operator present over here, but that never really scared them off, did it? They're still comfortable with fighting the operator. The only thing that can actually hamper them are all these one-way smokes and all these lineups that are keeping them at bay. They don't want to walk into a spray to all get taken down at the same time. So with a little less than a minute left on the clock, they can reconsider their options and probably go for a slow-paced approach out of a shot. To getting as close as possible, and now they're going to look to burst out as much as possible. Flash towards U-Haul. That's going to let the Jet sneak inside. SP5 has taken this area all for himself. But now his teammates are going for a U-turn. They're going towards the B side instead, after leaving SP5 present over there. Oh, this could be good.
30 seconds left.
Could be, but I think they've read into it. You can see the smokes being popped up towards B. SP5 needs to find some success, but he's not going to. And Hats, he's in the most opportunistic position to deny anything and everything. But no! Knife Jester taps him out of existence, and somehow they're making this work. Cruiser finds another, and here we go. Salt coming in from hook on Knife Jester, takes out TEAMXO midair, and now they know even Stranger is here. What the hell just happened? This thrifty was what they needed, and it looks like they might just find it. Stranger, though, he's telling no. Cruiser finds one back, and no way does this happen. 9-11. They are not out of this yet, Onlyfriends. They have found the most important round of this map, and they might just take us to 11 themselves.
Oh, Knife Jester. That Guardian tap was amazing. The one person who could have made a difference, the one person on B long who could have stopped everything and ruined this Thrifty for Onlyfriends was conveniently one-tapped by him with that Guardian. And that is when the round crumbled. They were completely fine with SP5 dying. In fact, he was a sacrificial lamb. And when you set up that sacrifice, when you offer it to the Elder Gods, they will answer your prayers. But they need to do it once more. Aggression met with more aggression. Frags exchanged, 4v4. Well, the Seekers have been committed and Stranger can't get back to safety. Man advantage available and Cruiser got... Did he just random fire into that Cloudburst and find Trick?
Yep. I think he spotted him just maybe jiggling across the Viper wall, but it's still good enough. He just spammed him right down, and that's going to be probably another round for the side of Onlyfriends. They've taken so much map control. They've gone all the way close towards that bottleneck position of defender side door, the lobby. They're going to spot out both of these players as well. And SP5 in a great position to try and get this first kill. The recon... Oh, no recon. Shock guarded instead. Casper's gonna take him down though. SP5 giving away his life, but Kev's gonna make sure that he returns the favor. Casper finds a second, and now in a 1v1, which shouldn't have really happened, it's gonna be up to Cruiser God to deny. And he will. He's gonna get his third. He's been the hero of this round, and he's gonna secure number 10.
See, this is the kind of unorthodox stuff that I'm talking about. Cruiser God, 1v1, stakes as high as ever. Extremely risky situation. Does he have any reason to pick up that fight? No, he does not. As an attacker in a post-spawn situation, all he has to do is hide and bide his time. He just needs to make sure that he's able to stop the defuse from happening. But no, what does he do? He pushes in his face and wins the duel. Anyone in their right mind would not go for that fight, but Cruiser God does it. Why? Because he can. And that's exactly what makes Onlyfriends such an unpredictable team.
And now the side of Salt Esports are in Eco. They shouldn't be counting them out just yet, but we've seen how good Salt Esports are with their pistols, and just like I say about it, Trick, he might take damage, but he's healed up immediately, and that's gonna give the side of Onlyfriends something to think about. They need to be careful. They need to go in as a team. They need to go in as a team. This is not gonna work out. 1v1s. Oh my god, what are you doing, Onlyfriends? What just happened?
3 Sheriff 1-taps in less than 30 seconds. Oh, I'm like a kid at the candy store. And another one! Stats just goes completely berserk. Nobody checks him.
I'm done. Garang, as many kills as he can find. There's just always too many. That's exactly what's going to happen. People are going to be raining down onto your position. Match point comes up, and Onlyfriends have probably done the biggest blunder of this series so far.
I don't even know if I can call that a blunder. They go in 1-by-1. Sure, that was a little bit of a mistake, but let's be honest. It was the incredible taps from the side of Salt.
It was honestly.
Even though it was a little bit of a mistake from the side of Onlyfriends, you cannot discredit those nasty, juicy, disgusting shots. What on earth did Hats just pull off? Oh my god, if I had a hat on me right now, I would tip it to him.
Indeed, anybody should. You know, if they're watching this, you guys, that's probably these players at the peak of their very powers. There's this nothing that's separating them, you know, from being the absolute best of their, you know, of themselves right now. With Sheriffs, they pull out one of the craziest rounds that we've seen so far, Salt Esports. And like I said, when it's an eco, you can never really underestimate this side, and you really need to stick together as a team. Knife Jester goes separate. Then we saw, you know, Cruiser God get separated. He's just standing out there in hookah, not expecting that somebody's going to peek out from B-Long when he just saw his teammate die there in B-Long. He knows that Hats is there.
He was prepared.
Yeah,
he was prepared. He was looking in that direction, but the duel just goes
flash
in the favor of Hats. Yeah,
it's, I mean, at this point, there's nothing much you can say. It's just, at this point, it's unforced errors, I guess.
Unforced errors, yes, that's the perfect word. That's the word that we have been looking for from the side of Salt Esports. They are able to force these errors out of Wait, they don't even force it. It's just they hit their shots and Onlyfriends crumble. How do you predict that? How do you expect a thrifty round to be pulled off in such stylish fashion? Every time we've seen a thrifty round so far, it has been very close, but this was just chef's kiss.
Indeed.
Orbital strike to clear out U-Haul, and JivX is in prime position to make use of that one-way smoke. They go through it nonetheless. How on earth is that Jet still alive is beyond me, but it won't be for much longer as Stricken Stranger spraying through all those smokes and Viper walls decimate the side of Onlyfriends, and we might just be going into Icebox. Unless Gordon has something to say about it, Stranger cuts his speech mid-sentence, and that's the end of it. Oh my god, what a way to end the game.
What a way indeed. 13-10, this time in the favor of Salt Esports. They're going to be taking bind on the back of a sturdy performance that we've seen. And to be honest, I did not expect this. I thought Salt Esports are actually going to lose this out 2-0 after seeing the way they performed on Haven. But they pulled up their weight. They pulled it up heavy. They pulled it up hard. And they're going to be going in, taking us to that third map of Icebox, which is going to be a lot more interesting. But, ladies and gentlemen, I honestly believe that this was a game where we see a lot of chaos. Honestly, there was so much difference in the way that almost every other round was played. Thrifties coming, flawless Thrifties on top of that as well. Salt Esports with their sheriffs are just as good as with their rifles. There are times where Onlyfriends showed that they could be just as good, you know, as Salt Esports on a couple of rounds, but it could only avail to number 10. And we move to the match highlights now. And Crips, I just want you to tell me what are your thoughts, because I really thought Onlyfriends could have done it. As somehow, somewhere, they just kind of lacked a little bit of, you know, I think awareness as to how they could take down Salt.
I think what happened to them was them getting a taste of their own medicine. Sure, Salt Esports was able to get a lot of thrifty rounds in the first half, but the moment Onlyfriends got a thrifty round of their own, Salt Esports was like, nah, we show you what thrifty truly means. And then they pull off those stylish sheriff shots. It's unorthodox how Onlyfriends were using these weird strategies to get the edge, using these weird strategies to throw Salt Esports off their ground and somehow use those surprise elements to win. But the moment Salt Esports decide they've had it, that is it. They leave no stone unturned. They leave no chinks in their armor. Every little thing that can go wrong for Onlyfriends did go wrong. Murphy's Law is an absolute disaster when it comes to Onlyfriends, and it applies to them so hard over here.
Yeah, it indeed did. And if you consider what exactly Onlyfriends have done in the first map, this should have been a better performance from them. I think that they could have, you know, the fact that they came to 10 even after, so, you know, a couple of mistakes made is a sign that they are still a team that can be, you know, a lot more damaging than we've already seen them to be. Salt Esports did have a difficult time because, like you said, Salt Esports are such a, you know, disciplined, well-established kind of a team, and this is just a bunch of friends who are literally sticking it to them, and they're sticking it really hard, and they're having a difficult time, Salt Esports, letting it come to a, you know, losing the first map and then the second map coming to 13-10. This is such a competitive match between these two, you know, teams, honestly.
Yeah, and I don't know what's going to happen in Icebox. The way both these teams kind of made me feel like they learned from their mistakes and then immediately making me eat my words right after it does paint a little bit of a difficult picture. But let's be honest, these kind of games are the most interesting ones. It goes to a map number 3, ladies and gentlemen. Immediately after the dusty deserts of Bind, we're going to be jumping into the icy cold lands of Icebox. And we're going to be having a little bit of a break before we do that. So go ahead, get your dinner, get your Red Bull cans, scan this code below to do it. Some snacks will definitely help you get through Icebox. And we'll be back after a short break. Don't go anywhere.
the legends of memory and storage. Crucial brings you the ultimate performance in gaming. Legendary products. Precision engineered. For speed and stability. Crucial ballistics.
Hey guys, welcome back to the LG Ultragear presents TEC Gauntlet Season 3, powered by Crucial, 6x6, Cosmic Bite, and Aim Lab. This is a long game and you're going to need your energy. If you want to keep up your energy, scan that QR code, get your Red Bull cans. I wish I had a bunch of Red Bull with me, but it's in the fridge, it's chilling out, and we are all here chilling, watching this game between Salt and Onlyfriends. And speaking of chills, we're about to enter Icebox.
Yeah, we most certainly are. It is a chilly map, and we have a bit of a conundrum on our hands here, Crips, because I don't think I've seen OnlyFriends play Icebox as much. It's not really been a map that I think that they would, choose to go for. They don't really have a problem with it per se, but I don't think that they're that attracted by it either. I'm not convinced what exactly is going to be turning out to be the result of this matchup, whether Salt or it is OnlyFriends, but if we have to go based on just what we've seen, in the last two maps, I'm gonna edge out a really, really close, maybe a 13-11 or maybe another 13-10 win for OnlyFriends.
Okay, so if OnlyFriends do not have a comfort zone on Icebox, then maybe Salt can edge them out. Of course, none of these teams are too comfortable on Icebox, but I do have a feeling that Salt Esports will be able to win against Onlyfriends simply because Onlyfriends are kind of repeating their mistakes that they did in Haven. Let's jump into the 80s selection and see what these guys have in store for us. A Jet and a Viper are definitely going to be the standard pick. And yeah, I think for the most part, all the agents that they pick will be identical. The lineups will be the same. It just depends on who's going to play what.
Yeah, I think that we're gonna see pretty much the same thing on either side. Sova, a Viper, a Killjoy, a Sage, and a Jet. I don't think there's gonna be that much of a difference in the lineups between these two teams.
There is one thing though. SP5 picked up a Viper. Kev is the one on Jet instead.
Okay, that isn't that is interesting. The shift between players is something that you might want to consider because we know Kev plays that duelist role as well as he plays the the Sentinel role. He does move in and out of it. He can be versatile on both of these roles, but it looks like SP5 is going to be more comfortable playing the Viper on this map. And I'm interested to see how exactly he's going to be performing on this because he's been that dynamic where, person who just moves straight into the side, gets the space for his team. He's been the one who, with the operator or with the knives, has been so surgical. Is Kev going to be able to do that? It's not a question that we've not seen answered before. But against Salt Esports, it might be a little bit of a, question mark in the case that he's facing off Trick, who, by the way, has been on a roll himself. So let's see how it turns out in the end.
We'll have to wait and watch, ladies and gentlemen. We're about to jump into Icebox. We have Team Salt Esports starting on defense, Onlyfriends on attack. And yeah, maybe this little switcheroo between SP5 and Kev will help them. SP5 was not very effective in bind. He was able to dash into these places, especially U-Haul, and get quite a lot of map control for his team, but he never really translated it into kills. So maybe because of that, he has switched over to the controller role now. Or maybe it's just something that these guys do on Icebox. But whether or not it's effective, we'll find out now. Let's head into the game.
It is the final map between these two teams. It's been a long and turbulent match so far, ladies and gentlemen. It looks like it's going to be an all-out push towards B early on from the side of the attackers. Onlyfriends, this is their chance to try and move up on the table. This is their chance to try and get stuff done and dusted to try and get themselves to the green carpet. And here they move towards B. It's gonna be Kev to lead on charge with the information given out by his team Sova. They're still a little hesitant, and here they go. Has taken out pretty immediately, and man advantage secured early on.
That's the opening they were looking for. No Viper means they can't stop the plant. They can use the shock dust to cause a little bit of damage, and it works! Ah, that's interesting though. They finally bring it down to a 4v4. The shock dart is perfect. Spike plant is denied. If not denied, at least delayed for a little bit. And because of that, they have to use the barrier orb to keep themselves safe.
Yeah, they moving in. Oh, here comes it. One for the defuse. And that shock dart is going to connect. It might just take him. No! He survives, and Casper, he's going to be able to still with the down. No way did this happen. And SP5 could just be the savior of this round. It's up to Knife Jester. He's going to eat a little bit of damage, Trick, and he's still alive. He goes in, and he's not going to find the kill because the half defuse, he couldn't even stick it. What the hell was this round?
Bro, I swear to God, I'm probably going to have a heart attack. That made my heart so uncomfortable. I went, oh yes, oh no, oh yes, oh no.
Yeah.
First of all, the double barrier orb, I thought that's it. Salt Esports can stick the defuse. The shock darts, they connected. And I thought, okay, sure, this will kill the spike diffuser. But no, it survived on 1 HP. And I was like, oh no, they can stake the defuse. And then the snake bite comes in. And I'm like, okay, fine, this is good. But then they start to stick it again. And the last player is coming in all the way from oranges. And I was like, no, he's not going to be able to kill him. And then the barrier orb breaks. Like, what is it? What is this back and forth? Oh, my heart. Can't take any more of this. This is just too much suspense.
Yeah, a lot of it. And now towards B side is a stack from the defense as SP5 and Co are looking to move in towards a slow approach from the attackers. But look at the amount of information that the defenders are getting. They know it's not B. They're pushing in a 4-man backstab coming in with just a bunch of classics, but still dangerous indeed. SB5 spots 1, takes out 1, spots 3, but he's not gonna get anything. Information rallied to his team, and that's gonna cause them to immediately get the plan and find success. Oh, Chivix! Oh!
Spike planted.
Unfortunate.
Still quite a lot of advantage in the favor of Onlyfriends. They should be able to defend this one pretty easily unless Trick starts hitting shots like that. Luckily for now, Salty Sports still have just a Spectre to work with. The big bad Vandal, it's still in the hands of Cruiser God, but if they all peek him one by one, the Vandal will deliver results. Casper finds him finally while he's looking backside, but I don't think he's going to be able to secure the round. Maybe just yoink the Vandal and run away.
Enemy remaining.
Yes, you can definitely steal the Vandal. In fact, you can steal the round as well. One tap needed.
Yeah, there's nothing he can do. Casper, he's done enough damage along with the rest of his team, and they've taken down 4 weapons. So that's going to be good enough. And Garing falls to the spike as well. So that's going to be a complete reset for both the teams here. A little bit
And
more.
You know what the funny part is? At this point, Salty Sports will have better weaponry than Team Onlyfriends.
Indeed.
The loss bonus, it doesn't really help you out if you lose all your members. So they're going to be downgrading to Guardians, Light Armor. Everyone on the side of Onlyfriends is kind of vulnerable and kind of weak. And Salt have the Operator. Although it is a glass cannon of sorts because Trick doesn't have any armor, it could work. Oh.
That was a little bit of a
Uncomfortable
interesting-
situation, huh?
Yeah. Indeed. And now look at this. Oh, Cruiser God. He could have almost been taken out there, but he goes back to safety. Tags down 1, spots another. He's got Knife Jester crawled up, and they don't know, but he still takes care of it, stranger. As SB5, he's looking for an opening towards B, but a big wall from the Sage is covering up his vision, and Trick is just waiting for him to come on the other side. That's exactly what that wall was set up for. It's set up for Trick to get some success, and now, with that, Salty Esports looking with the #1 coming on their board in just about a couple of seconds.
That wall is actually pretty damn impressive. It's going to force all the players of Onlyfriends to overextend and take fights in those uncomfortable angles. They can't just go for the spike plant directly. But with them splitting up so much, I don't think I feel completely comfortable about this. He can catch Jivix off guard. But again, no trading potential.
30
If
seconds left.
Jivix does not convert this frag over here, someone else definitely will. But they're all just unaware about each other's doings right now. Jivix doesn't extend beyond hut. And this could be good because he's only looking for people to cross mid. Little does he know that the one person who was supposed to cross has already done it, and he lines them both up! And decisive strike at 10 seconds left, but the spike carry has been killed! Everything that Cruiser
that's it.
worked for has gone to waste.
I just feel really bad. Cruiser did a great job of finding these openings, but he cut the map in half basically. But
Yeah.
his teammate could not capitalize upon it. Because of that, it's gonna be a round that Salt Esports almost threw away, to be honest, but they stabilized somehow and find it back. Now, if you consider the fact that, you know, the side of Onlyfriends, how I want to ask you, how would you say would be the best way to end this first half? What would be the best scoreline for either of these teams? What would be the best score for Onlyfriends to maybe, you know, find a difference?
7-5? 8-4 maybe? Onlyfriends just need to keep the momentum up. Both the teams struggling a little bit economy-wise. A hero Vandal onto Cruiser God, one that he was able to save from the previous round. He needs to make this one work. Hunter's Fury activated. Does he find someone? Yes, he does. He finds his own teammate Gorang. Thank you so much for getting in my way. As if the last one was not disastrous enough, he now dies.
Oh my lord. I really cannot believe that just happened. That shouldn't have. How did he find his own teammate? Only heavens above would know. But Knife Jester, he's looking to try and find a little bit of a damage control situation, but he's got 4 players jumping and shooting and killing. So that's going to be a second for Salt. As Cruiser, well, he helps out his
He's
opponents.
probably mad. He's probably mad because of what happened in the last round. You see, Cruiser in the previous round, he was able to get all the way near Hut. He cut the map in half. But then what did his teammate do? He dropped the spike on the site and he lost them the round. And he's like, yeah, that's what you get for losing us the round. It's a little bit of a petty move, but I honestly can't believe that happens.
It happens at the most unfortunate times. That's just, you know, it just happens when it hurts you a lot more than you already been hurt, right? That's the kind of situation. Oh no, Trick! How did he miss that? That was supposed to be his. And now it's a Cruiser God.
More importantly, how is he alive? How the hell is he alive? He was going above and beyond that pipe area, so he needed to updraft and dash away instead of just dashing back to safety. He should have been killed right there. Things just keep on happening that we can't explain.
They're moving into this A side, a lot of control. God, but look at Garing's wall. That's gonna give him a little bit space to work, but Trick has an idea about this, and here comes the Hunter's Fury to try and deny anything or maybe find a kill. SB5 dodges it, but Trick's holding on, and he's not gonna get anything. Trick just loses his stability in this round, but Casper has his, and he's gonna find two. Make that a third, and Salt Esports are just strolling past the movements at this point, with Casper leading the charge.
Sage supremacy over there. The barrier orb was deployed by Garang, but Casper is the one who plays around all those little angles and dismantles the entire assault. Knife Jester, like a SEAL Team 6 operative, sneaking in via the zip lines. He catches Zivix. He knows where Trick was revived and the bait comes through, but no trade. It's okay, I don't think they're gonna win the round anyway. Barely any time left.
Time's up. Yet again, it's happening pretty much the same way at exactly what's been the storyline. The side of Onlyfriends try and make it a little bit of a lengthy round, right? And they just move on further and further, trying to get information, trying to get space, but they take so much time that by the time they actually do get for the plan, they're denied so many times by utility from Salt, they're denied so many times by ultimates, they're denied so many times by just players, firing off blank bullets, right? They don't plan, and then time goes by, and before you know it, they had to save.
And if you take a look at this kind of happened to Salt Esports in Haven. In Haven, Onlyfriends was the one who was denying the spike plant by using their utility on A side. And now Salt is using their own tricks against them. Kev gets picked off mid-air. Of course, that's going to happen to you when you go around without checking the angles, without having any of your teammates behind you. Same mistakes are being repeated again. They go in without any backup.
Oh, look at this.
And they get locked down too. That's just disgusting. Cruiser got caught off guard.
They knew that the defender lockdown could not be destroyed, so they pushed up to take out the attackers one. And Stranger is gonna spot out SB5 running back, and he's gonna find his kill as well. Salt Esports are decimating the side of Onlyfriends in the last 4 rounds. And they could be getting away with this a lot more easier than the side of Onlyfriends would have wanted them to get away with stuff like this. 4-2 now, and Salt Esports are looking like they are in the driver's seat, and Onlyfriends are tied with their hands and legs back in the trunk, locked up with nothing to say.
Yeah, maybe one way to get out of the trunk is stop attacking the A side. They've been fairly unsuccessful every time they went here. They were able to get 1 round win when they went towards the B side, but other than that, it doesn't look too stable for the side of Onlyfriends. They need to mix things up. Either go B, or maybe combine mid into your tactics. They might just be able to do it this time around. A fast mid push by almost every attacker. They will most likely use the barrier orb and go towards oranges, funneling every player down over here. But the trick over here is that you need to be careful about the upper. A boosted wall up on top allows Casper to peek above the Cloudburst and the Viper's wall. And of course he doubles up. Nearly unstoppable until Gordon comes along. And Gordon picks up a double. Okay, this was not supposed to happen, but the shotgun blast, the right click of the knives misses. And that's the opportunity that Onlyfriends was looking for. 1v2 turned into a 1v3. Hats has a nearly impossible task to pull off. But nobody's checking the backstab. He can catch them both off guard. Oh no! Hey, at least he's able to get one. So things are still possible. It's now up to Gordon to stop him.
Yeah, looking in the right direction, but he was just looking a little lower than where he would have found Garang. Garang in a good position to find his third and the third round as well. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Suddenly, out of nowhere, they pull out an interesting round here. I mean, honestly, Casper is almost like living up to his name now. He's a ghost. He's just getting into positions, getting out of places. He's just so silky smooth with his, movement, even though he's a Sage. He's just jumping in with no fear, and he just wants to scare it. Like, we just saw that, right, up on there when the side of Onlyfriends, that was, I think, Kev, who went for the plant, but Casper jumped right out, took his head straight off, and went back in.
Casper the friendly ghost.
Not
Lurking
so
around in the
friendly
shadows. Yeah, not so friendly over here. Oh, Shetif once again. Trick has been hitting those shots left, right, and center, almost never missing. How do you deal with an oppo that strong?
Not quite sure, but look at how Hats is going to deal with this. Knife Jester's giving out a lot of sound cue, and it's just about time that he loses his head, because that drone is going to give away his position, and he's going to run away, unfortunately. Oh, no. Oh, he's still here. Oh,
We did not see him.
You saw he's supposed to see him, but he didn't, and it's going to be Hats. No!
I'm telling you, man, my heart is not safe. Not safe. How did he not see him before? Knife Jester had to flick down to Hats in order to win that duel. Yeah, sure, he was able to win it. But he should have spotted him out a long time ago. He was visible via those little gaps.
I don't know. What resolution are these players playing on? They should have spotted that.
30 seconds.
A lot
left.
of unorthodox things happening in this game. Either way, this B hit is probably one of the more sane things that Onlyfriends have done.
Here goes the
Barrier Rob and the Viper Spit. Both of them invested to keep them safe.
They are going to get the plant down, though. A little bit of tip and damage, but not much. Look at Casper yet again. No fear, but this time he gets punished for it. The wall's going to protect them from that operator shot, but it's not going to protect them from Jivek's bullets. And the shock darts lining up from the Salt Esports side. They're not going to find any damage. The wall's preventing anything from going in. And SP5, he's finally going to go down. Trick just sprays him straight down. Cruiser got to find an immediate trade. And Knife Gesture to take out the last one with the operator. It's going to be number 4 for the side of Salt Esports, for the side of Onlyfriends, as yet again we have a level situation. Back and forth we're going again and again and again.
Well, at least they're finding more success towards the B side. It seems like Onlyfriends have learned their lesson. A is not their friend. Especially not after what happened between Knife Jester and Hats over there. No way I can say that again.
Yeah.
B side, yeah, still looks pretty comfortable for them. And with the score tied at 4-4, both the sides have an off.
Oh!
Both of them missing too.
That should have been an easier shot for Knife Jester than it was for Trick. Trick fired off almost a second late. And towards B, there's information being relayed. As Cruiser God is trying to find something for his team. Knife Jester this time on to ramps. Onlyfriends taking a little bit of a slow approach.
Yeah, this is the first time they're taking a slow approach too. And that too spreading out. They've left the Killjoy towards A, Viper towards mid, everyone else going towards B. But once again, they go through the one-way smoke without anyone else coming through. Cruiser God gives up his life in vain.
Oh, Kev's found success. Oh, there's a double operator set up, but Trick is actually missing his shots. Not really common of him to miss his shots, but hey, as they've taken control of the B side, he just needs to get away. Garang finds Hats coming out from the open. Stranger, his shock dart wheels a kill yet again. The spike has been dropped. No, actually, oh, never mind. It's been picked up by the Sage, and here they run towards A. Knife Jester is leading the charge with an operator. Not the best of weapons, but it's the best opportunity he's got right now because the operator on the other side is the one facing him as well, so.
Oh my god. Gordon just crossed middle, and he could have died to Stranger right there, but he was able to make the crossing just in time. And now he's planting on the A side. This is probably the first time that an A plant has been successful for this team.
Yeah. The one thing that they don't know is that Kev, still lingering on towards the defender side spawn, he is going to be a menace for them. Stranger takes out Knife Jester. That's gonna put them in a difficult situation. If Goran goes down, is Goblin gonna be at the end? No, Kev comes in time, and he finds before Stranger can climb down from that position. He cannot save the operator, but that's okay because Salt Esports, they just could not keep up with the pace. A double operator setup somehow works for the attackers. How? I don't think I've ever seen that happen before.
I swear to God, the stuff that's happening in this match kind of makes me question my own sanity.
You know,
People hesitate to pick up a single operator on the attacking side, but these guys make it work. That too when it's a double.
and the thing, I don't even know how many shots were missed by both sides.
That's
with
okay.
the
That's
operator.
okay. That's completely okay. I don't even mind if these guys, you know, make mechanical mistakes. If they miss their shots, I'm completely fine with them. But the tactics that these guys were involved with, that's the one that surprises me. Up until now, the narrative has been that Onlyfriends cannot crack the A side open. What did they just do? They pull off a double fake and they make it work on the A side. So now they have both the options open. They know how to toy around with Salt Esports.
They most certainly do. But they need to be a little careful because this half is going to end in just 3 rounds. And after that, it's going to be a new story for them to discover. It's going to be a new way for them to try and find out what exactly Salt Esports are going to be doing on the map of Icebox on their attacking side. Because on the defense, they've looked a little strong. They've given away 3 rounds back-to-back now. And that's been the story for both these teams, by the way, mind you. They've given away rounds in succession to either side. It's not just been like, you know, one goes one way, one goes the other. It's been like, you know,
Yeah.
okay, we take 3, you take 3 back. It's just like, you know,
Yeah.
give and take.
Yeah, it's a zero-sum game. Nobody walks out as the winner, and because of this, Salt Esports do not have enough weaponry right now. And look at how easy it is to force them off the site. All this utility being thrown at them, and Salt Esports cannot even contest. Sure, there is a backstab, but the turret will detect it. So, for the first time, probably in a long time, they get away with the plant without any casualties. But the moment I say that, Stranger pulls off a Sova div, kills Cruiser with the shock dart.
His shock darts are crazy. Jivix actually finds another. Okay. Jivix. He's got support in the form of Trick, and they need a Stranger. He gets another Jivix. They're making it work. What a thrifty round. What the hell was that?
They have made me eat my words so many times. Round number 1 to round number 5, I kept on saying that the A site is weak for Onlyfriends. What do they do in round number 7? They make it work. And now again, round number 9, they lose a thrifty round on the A site, and I'm like, bro, what's going on?
Like, I don't even understand this at this point. That's just so weird. How did they lose that? It was a complete eco.
I can
They
understand to some extent how they lost the backstabbing plays. Like,
Yeah.
Trick dashed away to safety, and then he double beat along with Jivik. So one person from afar, one person up close and personal becomes really difficult to spray transfer. And especially when only SP5 was handling that area, especially when Who's the God is already dead, the one person who's supposed to keep SP5 alive, the backstab crumbles. But what's even funnier is that everyone coming in from the rafters is able to get their shots off as well.
Yeah, and here comes the Killjoy ultimate in retaliation to the Viper's Pit. And both the Killjoys have put it in, and here we go. There's 100 that comes out. It's not gonna take, it's gonna take them
No.
the defenders, but somehow, Hats, he thought he could maybe outsmart some players. It's not gonna happen though. It's gonna be the side of Onlyfriends yet again with a successful A take. Crips, every single time we say they're having difficulties here, they just want to seem to prove us wrong, and this time they just could do it. Kev finds one, make that a second, and his nice sing wonders. A third, no, Jivix finds one back. It's gonna be a 4 versus 2, but I think it's over.
Not until Jivik says so. Knife Jester with the flank from mid makes it possible. So many ultimates were invested in this round. 2 lockdowns from either side, a Viper's Spit from the defenders, the Hunter's Fury from the attackers. Both the sides invested 2 ultimates each.
Yeah, they did. The defensive ones did not work out to the best of their abilities, so I think Hats probably could have, you know, maybe gone to the back of sight. I think if he had stayed there alive for a bit, he could have come back to his Viper's Pit until the smoke integrity could have kept alive. But he went really up in front, close in, and that was the end of that round right there. Because of that,
Yeah,
we've got
it
a
was-
6-5 scoreline, and here we are.
Trick with the off angle. He's always played from below, never from on top. Oh, but no, he gets away, but Casper dies instead. And Casper is the one who had the resurrection available. He's one of the only people who had an ultimate on the side of Esports, but so that's gone to waste. Kev overextending, and it still make good work. He's catching Trick and Stranger off guard. Finally, Jivix puts a halt to his killing spree, but it's a bit too late at this point. Gorong has his ultimate available, turning a 1v2 into a 1v3 yet again. Just Jivix left, and he's repositioned. Oh, but he's still caught by Cruiser God. He thought he would be able to outsmart the players on yellow, but he could have never expected Cruiser God to come in from that position. So that's end to his shenanigans. A 5-7. Keep in mind that at the end of Bind, it was Salt Esports that was leading the first half 7-5. That situation has changed in Icebox.
Yep. Yeah, because of that, we've got a 7-5 on the side of Onlyfriends, and this is something that Salt need to overturn in the pistol itself, because if they really want to make a dent in the side of Onlyfriends, they need to win the pistol. And immediately they'll be on level terms yet again, because the round after that is probably going to go in their favor. And towards B they go yet again. The first round from even Onlyfriends on the attack was towards B, and it looks like even from Salt it's going to be towards B. But they are a little slow. Look at this. They're not pushing in. They're being cautious. And look at SB5.
Pushing all by himself, no trades available. And he gets taken down even through the
never
top
going to
screen.
work.
See, that's the kind of stuff that pisses me off. Onlyfriends making these mistakes again and again, letting their players go up close and personal in danger situations where they will come across 1v5. So, yeah, that kind of is a little bad. Either way, Hats has picked off Kev while he was trying to be cheeky, so that also does not work out, and with this, a 3v5 does seem possible. Got him. Keeping things competitive, but I don't know if he'll be able to allow to fall back to a better position.
Yeah, they are being a little bit of a aggressive team right now. I don't really know why Casper would want to go through there. He should have just stayed alive. Knife Jester finds Hats as well, and just like that, the round's being turned around on its face. Both of them need to swing, and they do. Jivix finds Gorong, and Knife Jester has been left alone now. The wall is being broken down. He's taking the defuse. He wants at least half of it, but he goes through the wall himself. Knife Jester. He's trying to get those 1v1s, but he's not going to. Stranger takes him out, and it's going to be number 6 for Salt.
I love the way how Jivix was able to position himself even when all those utilities were being thrown at him. First of all, Casper trying to plant the spike, it was a little iffy. He was walking into dangerous territory, and I thought maybe Cruiser God can stop that from happening with the same shock darts that Stranger was using on them. He did a little bit of damage, but it wasn't enough to deny the spike plant. But after that, the way Salt Esports was able to deal with all the flanks from Onlyfriends, that was indeed incredible.
Yeah, it was. And now that they're on an eco.
Yeah, although I have to mention, I still am very, very... unsure about why do Onlyfriends keep on sending their players in one by one.
Yeah, this time they decided to stack in, but it's the wrong side of the map. Yeah. So the plant's gonna go down pretty much around done and dusted already, I believe. Because even if they decide to go in all together, it's Spectres. Sometimes, yeah, the pistols might work, but the post plant is really good for Assault right now. They are all sticking together as well. You can see that, right? So they're going to have no problem taking this, even if one player falls, they're going to have an immediate trade coming. So round number 7, pretty much done and dusted for the side of Salt.
Imagine this. Onlyfriends not playing together, pushing one by one, and losing all their tools. But the one time they do decide to play together and stack, it's on the wrong side.
Oh.
Is this comedy or tragedy?
Okay,
I have
Trick.
no idea. But Trick! It's neither.
Terrible.
Okay, well, that happened. All right, Trick is completely unrelenting of the fact that he doesn't care how many players are around that spot. He's just gonna go straight in, spray out a couple of them, find his third of the round, and that's gonna be Salt with the level scoreline. The one thing I do want to point out though, I don't think I've kept a count, or I don't know how many it's been. But how many shock dart kills has Stranger got till now?
Oh, a lot. At least 3.
Maybe
Maybe even 4.
4 or 5, I think. The way he's been killing these people with shock darts and his utility. Even his ultimate found, I think, another 2-3 kills in the first half. He's just been having a great game.
Yeah, I've lost track, and almost every single time, those shock dart kills come in when someone's trying to either plant or defuse. So the timing on Stranger is impeccable.
Yeah. Salt, with their short-range weapons, they move in towards B. All 5 of them on Spectres, and they need to be careful about how they, you know, conjure their tactics onto this site, because one wrong move, one Viper wall down, and somebody peeks out, they're gonna lose their life. And just because of that, look at them, they're tucked in real tight. They're waiting for their Viper wall to go up again so that they can find the plant going down.
Yeah, that's completely okay. All those breakneck assaults did work for them in Haven. But if they press the S button a little bit now, only to press W again later on, it should work. Barrier all broken, but Casper is still alive. Spike plant been delayed. Time is running out, only 30 seconds left. And if they lose the spike carrier right now, things could go from bad to worse. Crisis averted as Trick is able to dash back to safety, but still, time is of the essence over here. 20 seconds left. More shock darts rained in to stop the spike plant from happening. Trick and Jivix trying to go above and beyond their areas to make sure that they can buy a little bit of more space for Casper to work with. But no, Casper's been found by Cruiser God, and it's just Hats left. I hope he has some post-spawn snakebite lineups. Yes, he does. But it doesn't matter because Onlyfriends will tank the damage and go for the half defuse. They offer him 1v1s. Things have gone from bad to worse, but the barrier rob will definitely buy him enough room to make this defuse happen. Whew. A very close round.
Indeed. Onlyfriends stabilized thanks to Garang's wall. And I really think that's the only way that they could have won that, because if Hats would have not, had to put in that snake bite, if he had got a chance to put in that snake bite, the second one that he still had left, by the way, he would have, because all he needed was a jiggle to put it in, right? And that would have denied the defuse, but the wall is going to allow the side of Onlyfriends to pick up number 8, and now is the first test between these two teams as I comes in for both the sides.
Slow and steady wins the race,
Why?
but if FP5 tries to go for those fancy footwork moves, Trick is very good at playing Duck Hunt. Shoots down a jumpy SP5, and now they thrive. B-site in control, but Kev, he finds Trick. Through the walls,
so
that too.
That just happened. They just spam right through these walls and they find easy kills. And look at where Knife Jester's position up. He's not going to have to push in. He doesn't need to. He just needs to hold the angle that he is on right now. And Onlyfriends have the entire map in their control right now, except for the one little corner that is B main.
That's completely fine. If they try to go back towards the A site, a nice long-range headshot can be delivered by Knife Jester. Lockdown committed. That's going to force Cruiser and Gorong off of their angles, buying more space for the plant to go through, but Cruiser is not moving. He's not moving. He's going to get detained.
Oh yeah, he's detained, and Stranger could find this, but he only goes in for the plant. He knows he needs to be saved. There could be somebody covering the detained player, and that's exactly why Salt have played this to perfection. They wait for post-plan. They know they can do better, and here we go, Crips.
Revealing area.
3v3, 1 near yellow, 2 near B main. Half defuse done. Cruiser's committing it. His teammates are trying to protect him. Oh, but they all find the kills later on. Hey, even if they lose the round, I appreciate what Cruiser did over there. He deliberately reeled himself and got detained. And then he was hoping that Gorong will be able to use him as bait. He thought that maybe Salt Esports will overextend and try to kill that detained player when Gorong would be able to turn the table, but Salt Esports didn't fall for these tricks.
Oh boy, all right, 8-8. Where can this lead? This has been closer than the previous two matchups. Somebody's always been in the lead by this point, right? Somebody's been in the lead, and now we don't really have somebody doing that. So looking at the entire state of things, it should be, obvious that we see the side of Salt Esports come up, because it's a complete eco for the side of Onlyfriends. And here comes the Hunter's Fury to try and find some success. Salt, they're moving straight in, and Trick He's gonna get taken down only after 1 kill. What more can they find here, Onlyfriends?
I'm just getting healed up. Who's a god?
Wait,
God,
they
on
walled
everyone
themselves-
coming to help.
Oh no!
Yeah,
That wall
that's a
is
mistake.
wrong!
But why is Cruiser breaking it now?
I have no clue. They just walled themselves away from the site. What the hell did Salt just do? And now they're gonna have to force themselves to fight it. And Stranger's not gonna be having too much of a problem with that. They get one. The recon still works in their favor, but damage has been done where it needed to be done. 3 players have been taken out, and what the hell did Salt just do? What was that wall? Casper, he messed that up.
We're supposed to put that wall a little deeper inside, I guess.
Just a little, yeah, just a little.
Hey, imagine if this blunder happened in a round where
buy round?
Onlyfriends had
Yeah.
weapons. Yeah.
Yeah, it would have been a
And then they
such
could
a
have
huge
actually
problem.
fought back.
Because that's basically Casper saying, you know, yeah, we're coming onto the site, but we don't want it now. We're just running back. Like I swear I can hear Salt Esports players screaming at Casper. Because if this was the buy round, like you said, that would have been a whole different story.
I swear. Hey, but Lady Luck still shines upon them. They don't lose too much, even after making that mistake. At least this is the mistake that they never did in the past, right?
Yeah.
The whole narrative has been the team that makes less mistakes is the one that's going to win. And there have been some very detrimental problems in both these teams. Something that they need to improve upon. Either way, for now, it's going to be one of those regular B pushes. But is it going to be the case? Trick gets revealed. He has absolutely no problem getting pinged. And they try to fall back now. They've already kept TEAMXO over here, hoping that he'll be able to catch any overextenders off guard. But he hasn't found anything. Onlyfriends are not moving at all. They are not playing aggressively. They're not hunting for information. Mid is nearly open with only Knife Jester playing behind Tube. So they have absolutely no information as to where Salt is coming.
Yeah.
With
Kev.
Stranger sending his drone on B and everyone else coming to its aid, this could be the perfect fake, but Kev has the shots.
Kill my ally.
Oh, he's looking for more, but he's not gonna get it. Gets damaged. He will get healed right back though. But they've taken control of the side here. That's just gonna plant a spike, and here's Stranger with one. Cruiser God finds one back immediately. Salt are making this work with the Viper Spit coming online as well. And in a 4v2, the save's already been called. Or has it? SP5 is still lingering close. While Cruiser God's gone so far behind already, I don't know what's on their plans. It should be a save because they need these weapons. They need the economy to be held on with these saved weapons because otherwise they will not have anything else to fight for in the next round.
And the funny part is, Salt Esports can afford to hunt them down right now. Take a look at the money they have. They have 4,000 bucks extra. With all the weapons that they save, Salt will be able to afford a buy in the next round too. And that's why
Yeah.
they can afford to go hunt down the players of Team Onlyfriends. If they find these kills, then they not only break their economy, but they also just take away the few weapons that they had. And even if Salt dies, even if they lose their players in the process of the hunt, so be it. They have enough money. They don't care.
Indeed, 10-8 now, a scoreline that we've seen multiple times in this BO3. All 3 maps, to be honest. I think we've seen this scoreline. If not, there's at least something closer.
Yeah.
And this time, it looks like it could be 11-8, given that there is nothing they have to work with here, Onlyfriends. Just an Operator and a Phantom on SP5 and Cruiser God. And they need to make it. Kev. Up close. Oh, he's been spotted out. Jivix. He's gonna blow his head straight off. Kev almost got that kill, but the Operator has been eliminated. And here we go towards the B side yet again. Salt finding success time and time again. The wall goes up, the plant goes down, and it's gonna be Salt to get a kill after kill as the post plant comes in. And I don't think in this 3v5 there's anything they can do.
The 2 weapons that were carried by Onlyfriends are not gonna be of much use now. Cruiser's still making his Phantom sing, but he's only good for 1.
Knife Jester
Operator
has picked up
retrieved
the
by
Operator.
Knife. That's actually good. At least they can save a much more powerful weapon now. And Gordon takes the
Yeah.
Phantom back. So, hey, at least economic damage is mitigated. And with enough lost bonus, Onlyfriends should be able to buy in the next round. But at what cost? At what cost? At that point, Salt Esports are just 1 round away from series point. And they
Jivix.
lose Gordon, so even less weaponry now.
Yep, Knife Jester. He's gonna listen to all of these players coming in mid, and he's gonna immediately run away. He knows he needs to save this operator, but you know, at what cost? I really want to know, because you can save as many weapons as you want, but if you keep losing rounds like these, because Salt is 1 round away from match point, and that just could be this one. And if they choose to go for another save, might as well call this a game.
Might as well. Onlyfriends have one last push to make. They need to hold their ground. They got 3 ultimates. All those ultimates could be detrimental to the outcome of the round. Wiper Spit can stop them from coming A entirely if anything goes wrong, and if Salty Sports decide to go towards the B side, they've got Knife Gestures, Lockdown available for retake. And if anyone dies, they've got Gorong's Resurrection too. So they've got all the options, but Salty Sports are not deterred by this. To combat the Viper Spit, they're gonna use a Lockdown of their own. Does that bait out a Lockdown from Knife Gesture too?
Yeah, I think they want to save it for post-plan, because they know Salty Esports are good at taking the side. But look at this, SB5. He takes out one, but he's gonna get detained, and Salt, well, Trick is gonna immediately trade back. Bruiser God is quick on the trade himself. He finds one, make it a 3v5, 3v4, make that a 2v4, as Knife Gesture sprays right through the body of Stranger. And Hats, although he's gonna pick up that orb, not gonna be too much of a whale. It's just the first one that he's got. Jivix, he spots out 2 players. They know that the other 2 are towards this defender side spawn. They need to be careful. Tucked into this corner, nothing much they can
Jivix trapped.
do. Yeah,
His battle has been spotted. That nanoswarm will force him out. At least he's able to take down Gorong before he finally dies, but Hats is still making it work. He can isolate these frags too. He has no idea that Kev's up top. Kev doesn't have a dash, but the pistol is enough. Woo!
That was an interesting approach. I really like that, to be honest, you know?
Yeah.
To catch an operator on rafters like that is really cheeky, because they will almost miss a shot, you know, not expecting it. They'll panic, and, you know, as soon as you jump down, you can find the head, but this time he wasn't successful. Hats surprising us as always.
And he's got plenty of tricks up his sleeve. Maybe a couple of bunnies in his hat. Enough with the puns now.
I mean, it would be an interesting pun if, you know, we saw a bunny actually do come out somewhere, because all we see on this map is bears. Why is that?
Bears?
Yeah,
you know what? I'm not gonna indulge you. I'm gonna stop it right here. Salty Sports don't want to stop though. This time the barrier orb will be proper, but they've been denied it. Waiting a little bit for now. Spike plant will happen. No shock dots to stop them. But the lockdown that they saved in the previous round will come in use right now. Unfortunately, it's only gonna force them to go up towards Belt, an area which they wanted to take hold of in the first place. So it doesn't really help out Onlyfriends with the retake. They need something more. They need shots like these. And he's sticking it. He's tanking the nanoswarm damage and gets the half defuse. Now someone else can go inside and use the poison cloud. Spaz will be healed. Oh, the shock dot stops him. But the defuse has already come through.
What?
All the bodies fall. But the spike is successfully defused. The objective conquered. And a round taken. Both the teams on double digits.
Okay, I just want to know, how the hell did SB5 get away with that? Because he did tank. I get it that he tanked it, right? He held on, he did it. But that was a Viper's poison orb combined with a nanoswarm. That should give double the amount of damage.
We go.
Yeah, but
He still didn't die.
Yeah, and there were shock dots too.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know, man. Maybe the healing available from Gorong is just too potent for this one. Either way, at this point, once again, Salty Sports are going for an A hit. They've tried to go for an A hit multiple times now, but with Stranger getting pinged like that, he could die. Bruiser God doesn't connect anything with the Hunter's Fury, so that's a little extra lifeline available for Salty Sports. Let's see how much of a use they can make out of it. How much value they can extract out of it, my bad. Trick and Hats. Viper Spit available, so if they go for the spike plant, they can use it. One play against the Knight, but this should discourage Cruiser God from pushing through. Does it discourage him? No, it doesn't. He still goes through and Trick kills him.
Gorong, he's on the other side of that wall where Trick is waiting. This could be a little bit of a topsy-turvy matter. SP5 gets spotted up. I don't think Goring has been though. Oh my god, look at this. Oh, he finds him, but Trick! Before he goes down, he pulls the trigger onto SP5, and Goring was actually going for the revive. Not gonna get it. Kev fakes the defuse, gets the first. He needs to get more. Hats is in the perfect position. Now he's been given away. Oh, but he has no idea. Kev actually has no idea. He's gonna look to stick the defuse, and Hats, he's gonna wait at the perfect moment to go and take his head straight off. Number 12 and match point comes up for Salt after another very weird round.
All these rounds have been very weird. All these rounds have been very close. They just like to throw bodies at each other through the utility, sometimes completely disrespecting the utility. Imagine having the cojones to push through the Viper's pit like that, even when you know there are 4 guns trained at you. Everyone's looking at that spot. Does that still discourage the players of Onlyfriends? No, it doesn't. And now they have the money. This could be big. SP5 with the Ares, Goring with the Spectre. Both of them pushing up. Alright, this is new. I don't think Onlyfriends have ever done this before. They haven't played this aggressively. And they make use of it. Trick does overstay his welcome. But Casper is still here. And the revive available now. This has to be a bait to revive, so I don't think they can make this one work. Oh no, it's not a bait to revive. It's nice and safe. Jivic's body is down on the floor. And a decisive advantage now available for Salt Esports. This could be the last round of the series here, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep. And oh boy, okay. A shot and a half from Cruiser, but that's going to be the end of it. The Ares is not going to work. That is how the cookie has crumbled. Ladies and gentlemen, Salt Esports are your victors. They are going to be coming up with a 2-1 victory where all 3 maps were almost played out till round number 20 at least. Out of 24, you know, it just went on and on and on. 13-10, 13-10 on 2 maps, 13-9 on the first one, and that's just how it had to happen. 2 teams looking to be really, you know, neck and neck with each other, and it's going to be Salt Esports to come out on top of it. I mean, to be honest, if you consider the whole series, you would see that Salt Esports, I think, have evolved. I think that they took on, you know, a little bit of a momentum that they put in the second half of Haven, which they carried forward on to Bind, and then they just swept them, you know, over there. They gave away a little bit, and then the momentum carried on, and they just got better and better, and they learned from their mistakes and stopped making them. New ones were made. New ones were made, like, you know, making that crazy Sage wall where you yourself blocked yourself out from the side. But hey, all of that's been done and dusted, and we move into the match highlights, ladies and gentlemen, to see what's going to be the story that we've seen overarching from the last you know, map.
Oh, all right, there were plenty of things to talk about. First of all, some of the things that Salt Esports was doing in their defensive half was using the shock darts ever so beautifully. I have to really admire the Sova on the side of Salt Esports. The timing, the placement of those shock darts almost always net him a kill, especially when the spike was being planted or being diffused. So that is ridiculously good. Stranger with the bow, he's won with it. He is Arjuna himself. But then later on, as we moved on to the second half of the game, Salt Esports kind of started to run dry of their tactics. They had a few variations of the same rushes, but for the most part, Onlyfriends were able to deal with those pushes. The one round that broke the camel's back was the one round where Salt Esports, they used the Viper's Pit, and they somehow held on to it. But even then, Onlyfriends were able to come through with the defuse, resulting in an 11-10. The only problem is Onlyfriends lost every single player, and after that, their economy was in shambles, which is what allowed Salt Esports to continue going through. But even then, it was a bit too close for comfort. So to conclude Icebox, I would say that both the teams had their fair share of new strats and adjustments to those set strats. The deciding factor was which one of the economy breaks first towards the end of the game. And that's why Onlyfriends was able to... And that's why Onlyfriends lost over here, because their economy broke at the worst possible time.
Yeah, indeed. That is true. You know, the amount of times that Onlyfriends, in that second half especially, lost their mojo was, you know, unfortunate. The ecos that we saw came in so many times, like, you know, you mentioned the economy broke down. They just had to, they were forced to play on pistols. And even in those pistol rounds, sometimes Onlyfriends did make a dent. They made a little bit of a difference, but Salt Esports just came out on top every single time. A couple of rounds were given away. The 10th round, yet again, like I said, they have potential. Onlyfriends, they've got a really great set of individuals who make a difference individually and as a team. I think it just needs a little bit more chemistry in the way that they execute things. Like we saw the amount of times we saw SP5 go all alone by his lonesome towards B main, give away
Yeah.
his life. I think it was like 3 times maybe 4. Those are the rounds that just went away almost too easily because, well, if you lose one of the most important players who's damage giving, almost like a sentinel, holds down the line for your team, even helps in post plan, if you lose him early on, well, you're going to have a difficult time in the retake, right?
Definitely, the retakes were a little bit of a problem for Onlyfriends, and this was the opposite in Haven. In Haven, Onlyfriends were the better team in retake situations, but Salt Esports sometimes were just so comfortable with giving up that area to Onlyfriends. They knew which angles they needed to hold in order to make the spike diffuse impossible. They knew what areas of the map they needed to control and where they could lose. They knew the win criteria and the losing criteria a bit too well, so it's completely fine. They were okay with letting Onlyfriends get away with a little bit of it because they knew they can get it back the moment they want. And that is how Salt Esports are able to triumph over Onlyfriends. And with this, I kind of want to take a look at the overall standings of the entire tournament. We said that if this whole series ends in 2-1, both the teams will be better off. Both the teams will have similar scores. So neither of them are out of danger yet. But neither of them are very close to the danger zone either. So it's kind of a stalemate.
Yeah. Yeah, let's have a look at the group standings. But though I think that the 2-1 victory, what I was talking about, I think should have been towards Salt Esports because then it would have been a matter of consideration. And you can see it, Salt Esports, well, they've got the 2-1 victory, and it's 4-4-4. Onlyfriends, they've got only 1 win, but in the 3 losses that they've had, they've pulled off 2 maps, including this being one. So it's still not in the favor of Onlyfriends. They need to work this out because ENIGMA and Salt both have played only 3 matches, and Onlyfriends have played 4. So they've got 3 matches left, and the maximum points that they can accumulate is 6. Which is still going to be difficult because they've yet to face off, I think the side of Velocity. I think they're yet to face off a lot of difficult teams here. 3 more they've got, and it's only going to get more and more difficult for them. But hey, so far, that's how the story has been, ladies and gentlemen. Salt Esports, they have stabilized themselves. Even though this victory was a little bit of a hard-fought one, I really think that Salt Esports have a lot more to improve because I think that Salt Esports can be a little bit more dominant, find more dominant victories in this season, against teams like Onlyfriends who have been recently formed, but Salt Esports have been together for a while. So I really, I think we need to see some more convincing performances from Salt Esports coming on.
That's true. That's true. I think we should be able to see convincing performances from them. Sure, there were some unorthodox plays made by Onlyfriends, which threw them off guard for the most part, but they were able to punish the team Onlyfriends in all those ways, and they were able to make sure that whenever they offer a 1v1, they take it, they win the duels, and Salt Esports does edge them out eventually. Either way, with the conclusion of this game, the league standings are kind of tied up, which means the suspense keeps on building up, which means more interesting storylines will be brought forth because this doesn't conclude anything. If anything, this thing will only make it even more tense, even more suspenseful towards the later stages of the tournament, which is something that we all like. We all love suspense. So if you want to find out what happens and who's going to come out on top in Tec Gauntlet, make sure that you come into the stream tomorrow as well.
Yep, indeed. And just with that, me and Crips, we're going to be taking your leave, ladies and gentlemen. It has been a hell of a series so far. It's pretty late in the line. I think this is the first time I think we've crossed 12 a.m.
Midnight, yeah.
Yeah, midnight to finish off a series. So you can see how intense this was. But hey, thank you for joining us. You are watching the LG Ultragear presents a Tec Gauntlet powered by Crucial, apparel partner 656, accessories partner Cosmic Byte, and esports partner AIM Labs. And if you want to get some deals on your new and latest upgrade, go down to the description below. Find yourself the deals that our sponsors are giving you. And don't forget, scan that QR code that just popped up on your screen. Get some Red Bulls for yourself. Get energized. And we're going to see you tomorrow, probably at the same time, probably a little earlier, we've got always action for you. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell icon. So every time we go live, you get to know. We'll see you all tomorrow. Good night and happy gaming.
One, two, three, let's go.